Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Deckin Around. My name is Tyler,
I'm Steve.
and today we are so excited to have Pablo Frey on the show. If you do not know Pablo, Pablo is an amazing artist and cardist. I love that that kind of rhymes there, but Pablo actually falls into the category of what I would call conceptual art, and his stuff is absolutely amazing. You may have seen some of it and not even realize that it's Pablo's work, but it is absolutely banging. We've been talking to Pablo for a bit now, and we're really excited to have him on the show. Steve.
I'm excited, man. I love following his profile. He always puts out such fun, I guess you could say renders his creative designs, and I really dig it, and they're very colorful. I think of colorful when I think of Pablo.
I agree. And I think, honestly, it's always interesting to see the direction he goes because he uses a lot of decks known throughout the community to try and, really build out this artwork around it and this conceptual, renders, like you mentioned. They're always just so breathtaking. So I'm really excited to talk to him about his process, about how he got into all this and everything tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So why don't we take a quick word from our sponsor here, and then we will jump into the show.
Let's do it.
Join us as we celebrate the marvelous and fascinating things that surround us, all in the palm of your hands. You will be mesmerized. Follow us on Instagram at Marvelous Decks and at marvelousdecks.com.
Dude, every time I listen to that now, all I can think of is Kenneth.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah. No, I get it too. And I'm always sitting there, I'm just like, marvelous. And then, yeah. And for anyone who hasn't checked it out yet on Kickstarter, make sure to check out Warrior Women Volume 2 live on Kickstarter now. You can find the link in the description below. There are 20 or 19 days left on the campaign. Has pretty much cracked almost all of its stretch goals at this point. It's super close to unlocking its limited edition gold gilded Volume 2 deck with a redesigned tuck, recolored back design. Absolutely beautiful. So if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure to check out Warrior Women Volume 2 live on Kickstarter.
Heck yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
Ruth is in the house.
What up,
Episode
Ruth?
1.
Dude, that is a stretch there too, dude. That's 59 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy stuff. What's up, Ruth? How you doing tonight? So
Crazy.
everybody, without further ado, let's bring in Pablo.
Pablo.
What up,
Hey.
Pablo?
What's up, guys?
How you doing tonight, man?
I'm fine. I'm just chilling, I went out to my grandma's birthday,
Oh, nice.
so I just came out of it. Yeah.
Very nice.
How old is the grandmother?
I don't know. I think like 75, 73,
All right.
something like that.
Nice.
All right, very nice, man. That's good. That's good you get out there to visit.
That's the thing. I only know my birthday, so I don't know anyone's in my family's birthday, just mine.
Dude, that's what the calendar on your phone is for.
Yeah.
It's July 12th. That's my
nice.
birthday.
Nice,
How
man.
old are you going to be?
22. Yeah, 22. 20. I don't know why I said like
Such a young
22.
buck.
Yeah, it's 22.
Dude, I wish I remembered 22. I feel like sometimes I'm still 22, but that's a long time ago.
Yeah, you act
Yeah, like-
22 sometimes, but don't we all?
Both of you do not look that old. Like,
We appreciate that, man.
Bro, I'm old enough to be your dad. Let's just say that.
no way. How old are you?
How old do you think I am?
Like, no
Dead
cap,
ass,
like
how old do you think he is?
Dead serious.
32 or 34. Yeah. Any of those. You don't look that old.
Steve, you should take that as a compliment, man.
I take it as a compliment.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's generally the kind of the guess that I get around.
Yeah, you
between
don't-
like
you don't
32,
look that
35. Dude, I'm 46.
No way.
Way.
He just had his birthday like a month ago.
Way.
Damn.
And then
Hey.
I turned 36 in like 10 days.
Not even a month ago, dude. My birthday was March 5th.
3 weeks ago. Yeah, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even. Yeah.
It's
like-
crazy.
Both of you look really young. So,
Well, thank
Thank
you.
you.
It's
Pablo,
all these great,
you're
it's
our
all these
favorite
great
guest.
conversations.
You're our favorite guest. Oh my God, man. So how have you been doing with this whole global pandemic? How has life been for you during quarantine and COVID and everything?
Well, to be honest, for me, like, of my work, it's been like amazing because I work from my house.
Nice.
So I've been having time to like work on like future releases, like my own projects,
Mhm.
and doing more assets to sell and stuff like that. So for me, like from work talk, it's going really good, but
Yeah.
health wise, it's bad. I haven't
Yeah.
like it's been like a year and a half that I don't go to a gym, so I gained like 3 kilos, 3 to 5 kilos.
Bro,
Alright.
we've all
So
gained
it's
some
like
weight we don't want.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
you know what? It's good that you're aware of it though, because that means that when you can finally go back to the gym, it's gonna be like that motivation's there
Well,
to get it. Yeah. But
hopefully.
yeah, hopefully.
But
I know the feeling.
that's the thing. I have a gym in my house and I don't go.
You're in the same situation as me. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I
That's
don't
the-
go.
I don't go.
I have a gym in the house and I don't go.
Yeah. That's the
I just avoid that part of the house completely.
when I just go out, I just walk out like, yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing there.
Oh my god, man. Yeah, it's so easy, I think, being home and working from home to get in that habit where like you ignore all the other stuff you would have done had you been, you know, going out and coming back and living in the world. It makes it a little bit difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
You know, the cool thing is, dude, you have the gym water bottle, so you don't even need to like.
Oh, well,
All you have to do is carry that, and you'll feel like you're at the gym.
There you go. 8 pounds of water right there. So
yeah, that's the thing. I don't drink that much water if I don't use this because
Yeah.
this is like 3.5 liters of water.
yeah.
Dude,
So
yeah,
if I
2
get
gallons,
one
right?
of these a day, yeah,
Yeah.
well, I think
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
If I
about
get
it's about
one
a
of-
gallon.
if I get one of these a day, like I'm good.
Yeah, no, that's all. And it's good to carry it around though. It's good to keep that like present. I have the same issue because I use like little water bottles, and if I don't have one in front of me all the time,
Yeah.
I forget to drink water. But
I drank my motivational water bottle. It has the times on it that I don't pay attention to.
that line he's at right now is 11 a.m.
The line is no, it isn't. It's 9 a.m.
Oh,
My God.
oh my god, I love it. So you mentioned
like I
Okay.
used to get like packs of water bottles, but it got to the point that all that part of my room was full of like bottles, empty bottles, because I never threw them because I'm really aware of like pollution and stuff like that. So I don't like just to take out and place it in the garbage because there is like a specific plastic people that take the garbage.
Yeah,
all right, yeah.
recycling.
So yeah, recycling. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. There is people that recycle water bottles.
Nice.
Yeah, I usually try and recycle mine, but then I feel like I'm still wasting a lot. So having the big one, it's reusable, which is great for the environment. But like you said, it helps you remember to drink.
Have you
That's
seen
why
the?
you have the motivational one.
Well, yeah, that one. That one is really cool.
It's not plastic. It's not plastic that you're contributing to the downfall of society.
Oh my
You're
God.
actually staying on top of your water. Too bad we're not getting a sponsor from these guys.
I mean, it's like the worst branded water bottle though ever because you don't even know who makes it.
I don't know.
I don't know who
if-
makes it.
I mean, I don't know
I
who
don't-
makes it. I can't see it.
I can't.
I don't know
either.
if any of
Doesn't
you
say it.
know Just Water.
Yeah. Just water.
Yeah,
Just
it's by
add water. Just add
it's
water.
by Jaden Smith. That he instead of
Okay.
using plastic, he uses cardboard.
Oh yeah, I'm checking this out now. This is actually really interesting.
So it's like better for the environment. So you just drink, you can reuse it once, then you place it in the trash. And because if it's paper, it's recycled paper. So
Yeah.
Nice.
it really
Interesting.
does not that much damage to the environment.
Nice.
And it looks like from the price point of view, it's about the same as what you'd pay like outside to get water at like a store. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
really
that much
cheap.
more expensive. That's cool.
Yeah.
And like usually they have like these huge sales that you pay like $60 for a pallet of water. So you will have water for months for
Nice.
$60.
Yeah. Water's
Yeah.
cheap generally. You know, here at least.
Yeah. Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
The most expensive water is like probably Boss. I don't know if any of you know Boss.
Oh, Boss.
Boss
Yeah, it's
water.
in the water.
Yeah.
It's in the water. Yeah, the nice glass bottle.
That's the
Oh, yeah,
most
Boss, yeah.
expensive water. Like
Oh,
I only
dude.
get I only get that water when I'm feeling super bougie and I like the bottle. And the bottle is made of glass, so it's really
Yeah.
useful for our stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot bougier water here in America. That's for damn sure.
Man, it's crazy. So we were talking earlier this week too, and you mentioned that you had had exams for school. Have you been like doing school from home, or have you been going out for that?
No, I do it online, just like I'm right now. Usually do it that way.
That's not too
Yeah.
bad, man. So you
No.
really, so yeah, you haven't had any reason to leave the house then in a year.
Probably just when I go running or I go play basketball down the street.
Well, that's working out. That's working out.
Well, not really, but yeah.
It's a little bit of cardio. That's good though, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
just for the
unless you're playing like 21 or something, then it's really not that much running around at all.
How did you know?
Oh man,
That's hysterical.
that is too funny. So now, we talked a little bit earlier about the fact that you're a conceptual. You consider yourself a conceptual artist, which I think is a great term for what you do. But you know, a lot of people know you from your art or know you from your cardistry. How did you get involved in this community as a whole, though? Like, did you start out with magic, with playing cards, with cardistry? Where did it all go back?
I started out with magic. I've been doing magic for like, I think that right now 12 or 13 years.
Nice.
I started really young. I just got really into magic. I used to create magic for other magicians. Like I was a consultant. I don't know if any of you know Jabrisi.
So I was looking the other day at the Penguin list of stuff you'd worked with, and you'd actually worked with Jabrizi at some point.
Yeah, I used to be his magic consultant before he was like really big.
Nice.
Yeah, just one day out of nowhere, we stopped talking. I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing my thing. You're doing your thing, so I'm fine."
You're probably better off for that. Yeah, you know, you're probably better off for that. So.
Well, yeah.
At this point,
that's true.
Oh,
yeah,
Yes,
that's probably a good ghosting session right there.
Yeah.
So after that, I just stopped getting really interested into magic because I used to also do shows, like just like house shows. I went to houses with other people's houses just to do magic and stuff like that. But I just one day out of nowhere started thinking like, will I really like to live out of this, out of like performing? And not really. I like performing, but only when I want. Like I don't like performing when people tell me, "Hey, can you do a trick?" And it's like, no, I don't want to. So I'm not doing anything. I'm just chilling. So then I got into cardistry, and I like cardistry because it's something that you only do when you want.
Yeah.
You don't go to a cardist and just say, "Yo, show me a move." No, they will be like, "No, why?"
Nice.
Hey, Pablo, can you show me a move? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh God,
I had to do it.
I love it. So how long have you been doing cardistry though?
I've been doing cardistry like seriously for like 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
But I started doing cardistry when the Andrew G Genesis dropped on Tier 11. So like way back.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a while ago, man. That's awesome.
I remember when the first edition of the Burst deck was launched.
All right. Damn.
That's cool. That's a while ago.
I actually had the opportunity to get like a brick of red fontaines, but I didn't like the design. So I said, yeah, no, I'm not getting that. I will rather get like the next Virtuoso deck. So I got like 24 of those.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
The verts are beautiful though too. But yeah, I mean, yeah,
But hey,
you'd be better off
working with Kevin now. So.
If you bought the fontaines, you would have been better off.
Yeah, you could have resold them and bought more verts.
Maybe if I got the fontaine, I wouldn't be working with Kevin right now. So that's the thing.
I mean, you never know. You could have bought the fontaines and you could have bought a brick of fontaines and only a brick of verts instead of 2 bricks, and you would have still been working.
There you go.
And you would have had $500-600 per deck for the fontaines.
Yeah.
You could have sold
Well,
all 12 of them to Zach when he was buying them all like a couple weeks ago.
oh yeah, I remember that. Like
Yeah.
I remember that because I had like a few friends that have red fontaines, and he sent to the group chat like, "Yo, Sax want to get my red fontaine. What should I ask for?" And I was like, "Yeah, ask him for like a brick of this, a brick of that, and a brick of this." And he said he's not going to give me that. I said, just ask him, bro.
Yeah.
And Zach said like, I can give you a brick of this and of that, but not this one because I don't have that many. So he actually got like 2.5 bricks for a red fontaine. 2.5 bricks of thick dice was Rip and Dip. The Rip and Dip B1 is like super expensive right now. And he got a few watermelons fontaines. So he got a super nice deal.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I actually bought like a lot of cards. Was it 300?
Yeah, like 300 cards a while back. Yeah,
I bought like a 300 deck lot, and it came with a red fontaine, and I was like, do I sell it? Do I keep it? Do I sell it? I kept it. It's over there.
I mean,
I figured
you can
I'm
probably sell it later for way more money.
Yeah, if I'm gonna keep any fontaine, I love the dabs. The dabs deck is super.
Yes.
Oh my god, yeah, that's beautiful.
Dope.
That's
Super
so beautiful.
Dope. But if I'm gonna keep a fontaine, I have the Good Company. I love the Good Company deck. I think that's a really dope deck too.
Do you have any of the Gatsby one?
I don't. I mean, I've had all the decks.
That one is like my favorite one ever.
Oh, really?
Like the shade of white on that one is beautiful.
Yeah, dude. I like the Good Company. I like the BLM Brain Dead deck.
That's really good.
And the dabs, man. The dabs deck's my favorite.
The dabs blow my mind. Yeah, I think honestly, I love some of the collabs that Zach's been coming out with. I think the dabs was a great one because it really showed the artistic side he was willing to go in those collabs. Yeah, they do some solid work with it. Yeah.
My favorite deck besides the Gatsby one is Carrots. Like all my friends know that if they ever need to sell a Carrot deck, they just can sell it to me.
I'll remember that. I'll remember that.
That's the only Fontaine deck I have. That one and like the Chinatown Market.
Nice.
Those two are the only ones that I have.
Nice.
I have like 2 breeds of Carrots, but yeah.
You have the luxurious gilded one?
Oh no, I'm not that crazy. I'm not spending like $200.
Oh, dude, it's way more nowadays. That thing's like,
oh my god,
crazy.
No, there's no way
Yeah.
that I'm paying $1,000 for. I can just send one deck and to guild. That's it.
There you go.
Yeah.
A lot less. Oh my god, I feel like we saw someone do that recently.
Yeah, we did see someone do that.
We saw,
I have a friend that he does that. He just sends Fontaine decks to guild.
It's probably the same. It's probably
the same guy.
I saw him on Reddit trying to sell them.
Oh yeah. It's him.
I'm like, bro. Like, I mean, I didn't say anything, but in my head, I'm like, bro, you shouldn't be selling like Fontaine decks, man.
That's
and Zach must have reached out to him, or someone did, and he took him off right away.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure he sold them privately, but
dude,
it's probably him.
Brilliant, brilliant business.
I'm not exposing him, but it's probably him.
Hey, it doesn't affect me. If it was my brand, I might be a little bummed out about it. But
dude, now that I think when I saw that too, Steve sent it to me, and I was just like, oh man, like that's actually brilliant. But like, I don't see this going well.
Yeah, that's a good way to get yourself banned from buying any more Fontaines.
Oh my god, I love it, man.
That's true.
So now you mentioned that you have 2 bricks of Carrots. Do you also use them though, or is it more of like a collecting thing? Okay, so it's not just like you collect them; you actually like love the feel.
Yeah,
use them, break them in. Nice.
I use all my cards.
That's good.
That's why I usually, when I buy a deck, I usually get like 2 or 3.
All right.
And when I really like the deck, I get half a brick.
Nice.
And when I love it, I get 1 brick.
Nice.
And that's only because of the shipping.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that makes
sense. If I live in the US, I will probably get more, but the shipping to here is insane. So
yeah, international shipping is ridiculous. I feel I mean, we have to think about it. It's funny because if we think about it and we're like, oh my God, shipping a deck to the UK is $13-14. And then you think about it and it's
Well,
like,
that's cheap.
I know, but like in our mind, I mean,
Yeah, for us
deck
in the
is
US, like
going-
that feels like a lot.
the deck
Oh,
is literally being
Yeah,
shipped
it's the same
across
cost.
the world. And it's
Yeah.
like $14. How can you complain about that? You know, it's
That's
like
crazy.
in roughly 10 days, you know, from when you order something, give or take, obviously nowadays, but your freaking thing comes to your door and it's like for $14.
Yeah.
Dude. I mean, yeah, and I feel like so many people, you know what it is? Like Amazon with all their like free shipping has
Oh.
made people so used to shipping being cheap and fast that when it costs you money to ship something, or when it says like, oh, it'll be there in like 7 to 10 days, you're like 7 to 10 days. That's ridiculous. Like, and like you were saying, some of the stuff for you, Pablo, takes months to get to you. And like,
Yeah.
I think if I like to me that
Sometimes it
would
doesn't
bother
even
me.
arrive.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't arrive at all.
Dude, that's crazy.
And you can't, we were just talking about that. You can't track it. You know, we did a giveaway. We did a giveaway probably 5 months ago. And the dude who won was in Mexico. Do you know Red Paradise is his Instagram handle? he's pulling a Tyler. He can only do one thing at a time.
Oof.
Oh, the power's
Yeah.
going out, huh?
Yeah. I think
If it does go out, and we lose you, we will stay on and we'll entertain until you get
Alright.
back.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
all right. Hopefully, because I'm just
I did
seeing
notice it
around
all of a sudden
every-
got dark. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh man.
He's gone. Well, everybody,
Well.
Pablo's power just went out.
Oh my god.
At
I
least
wish
it
this was a
froze on
magic trick.
cool- It froze on a cool.
It did. But dude, yeah, I
picture.
can't even imagine with international shipping though. And again, you ship so much more. It would be crazy to see how long it takes to get some of the really far places in the world. You know, you think of I think a lot of the cost for shipping comes down to how much actually goes there. You know, if you're trying to ship something to a country that no one ever ships to, there's a small volume of stuff, so it costs more to get there.
Yeah, I mean Mexico. I mean, I
Yeah,
can
Mexico
imagine.
shouldn't be anything.
Yeah,
but-
and here's the thing: is it's like we shipped literally that for that giveaway. It was a brick. It didn't cost that much to ship though, but it literally took like 5 months almost.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
absolutely crazy.
It was absurd. Who won the giveaway? We didn't do a
Yeah.
giveaway.
We do have a giveaway we're announcing today for the
Warrior Women prototype.
yeah, prototype. I just looked around to see if I had one and I don't.
I know, that's my fault. I'm sorry.
No, that's
It's-
fine.
It's in the next box that I'm sending you to go out. So
There we go. But
Yeah.
man, we're gonna give Pablo a few minutes here, see if we can get him back on. Hopefully his power comes back. But that's
if
the
not,
one.
we'll carry it. We'll carry the
Dude, yeah, we'll
storm.
carry it as long as we can here. I mean, hey, we're 23 minutes in. This may be the shortest episode ever, but we'll make it work. But
We've also never done an episode of us.
yeah, but I'm not gonna interview you. I talk to you too
No,
much.
not interview us, but we can like just answer questions and stuff, talk about random stuff. You know.
Yeah.
What do you think of the new?
That's literally an interview.
Since we're talking, no, I'm saying from other people, not us, but
Okay.
what do you think of the new? Since we were talking about Fontaines,
Yeah.
the new little teaser that Zach shared earlier. Did you see it?
I don't know if I follow Fontaine. I'll be honest, man.
Fontaine? What's Fontaine?
Fontaine. I don't know if I follow Fontaine. Let me see. I'll go see if I follow him.
Yeah, he posted a little teaser. Stu, he said, "Bring me in. I'll interview for two for a change."
Oh my God, Stu, we love you, man.
we
There we go. Paul says random stuff is basically the Deckin Around streams in a nutshell. See,
good
so
point.
we can carry this without a guest, though. It's always fun. I was actually really looking forward to talking to Pablo, so hopefully he gets back on because, again, if anyone doesn't follow Pablo on Instagram, I'm going to drop it in the chat in a second. But
Check it
his
out.
art that he does and his renders are literally mind-blowing. I love
Yeah, they're
checking
cool.
that stuff out. Whenever it pops up on my feed, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, he could definitely be out of Play's like render team.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, and it's
You
funny
know?
too because when I saw a bunch of the stuff that they recently dropped with the was it the tangrams or whatever they called their
Yeah, I mean, all their stuff looks like
yeah,
his stuff. It's awesome.
it
He's just
really
so
is beautiful.
creative,
Yeah. So
so creative. So yeah, so he teased like a little like hand with slime, like Nickelodeon slime coming off it.
interesting.
Yeah,
Actually, the TV underneath does say Nickelodeon.
yeah. So
That's
it's
the Nickelodeon. Oh, interesting.
so what's that? You can't do that on television. Is that the show?
No, Double Dare
Yeah,
is the one that had slime.
Double Dare. That's it.
Yeah.
No wait. Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, but I think was it? Oh, maybe it was Double Dare because you can't do that on television. The stuff used to fall on their head, and I think that show was before Double Dare.
Yeah, that might have been before my time. I don't remember that one. Fontaine's House of Imaginary Friends. Oh my God. No, dude, I'm excited to see this collab. I think a Nickelodeon one would be interesting because I don't necessarily know how that's going to play out. Like, if
Yeah,
it's like the show, like one of the shows specifically, or is it slime oriented, or what's the deal? So,
yeah, and I mean, he was like teasing those little kind of back and forth with you. Or I assume it's USB-C. I don't know who, but
yeah.
he was teasing it like back and forth, saying that the cards are still wet
Gee.
because of the ink they used or something. So I'm
That's what that
I'm
was.
interested.
I actually didn't even take that into consideration. A lot of times I see those things and there's such a lag time between when he teases it and when we find out what the deck is. I forget that he did all that stuff.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see, you know. And hell, if it is Nickelodeon, the dude's dropping crazy collabs, you know.
Yeah, I mean Pink Panther dude was even a solid one.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I mean that's an MGM collab. Michael Myers with Halloween, that's a solid collab. Like,
is that an MGM too?
I don't know who owns Michael Myers, to be honest, or the Halloween franchise. That could be, but I am not sure. I don't know who owns Nickelodeon either, though, to be honest.
I wonder if it's all the same people.
Yeah, maybe that he just got a good plug and has really been running with it.
Yeah, he has a good contact, and all of a sudden he's like, "Yo, I want to do this one. I want to do this one."
Dude, that's the way to do it, though. I mean, you
Yeah.
might as well, if you find a good contact with the collab, like a catalog, you might as well run with it. But
I totally agree, 100%. C-Dub was talking about your dope show knowledge.
yes, I watched a lot of shows, it's like television as a kid. I don't know what to tell you, man. I still watch a lot of television. I was watching Debris right before this. It's a terrible, terrible show.
What's Debris?
It's a show about an alien spaceship crashes on Earth and like breaks up in the atmosphere. And there's nothing with aliens about it, but the ship leaves pieces of debris all over the planet, which cause like, I don't want to say paranormal, but like sci-fi-esque issues. So like the last one, the piece of debris was causing the atmosphere to create rain that if you got caught in the rain, sucked the oxygen like out of your lungs, so people were dying. Like it was removing the oxygen from the air. It wasn't like some like weird like pull the oxygen out. It was replacing the oxygen with chlorine, and so people were breathing in chlorine gas. It was all like very strange.
That's kind of weird. It sounds stupid. It sounds stupid, but that's okay. I'm not a big fan of like alien movies and sci-fi stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, I'm hit or miss on them. TV shows, I think a lot of times they don't establish the background you need for stuff, whereas movies you get a little bit more time for it.
Right.
But I like the more like conceptual stuff than when it's like legit aliens. Q Winter says Nickelodeon is owned by Paramount Pictures.
Oh,
thank you. So there we go. So it's legit Zach just going out and actually hunting down awesome collabs, which I think is great. Like,
yeah.
I'd love to see some of the collabs he's doing. I think the I'm never gonna live down the ne'er-do-well thing. Thank you, C-Dub. But yeah, I think it's awesome to see some of the collabs he's doing. I think for anyone who wasn't a fan of Fontaine's before, at least I know for me, like I was never a huge fan. I liked it, but they still seemed plain. But to see the dabs, like that changed it for me completely. I may not love every deck that he comes out with now, but at least I give it a look to see how it plays and everything. And I just keep hoping he comes out with another dabs or like another really well done collab like the dabs, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think here's the cool thing. I think what he's doing now is just so different and out of the box than what he was doing before.
Yeah.
He came out with, he's coming out with some really cool collabs. He's always had collabs. He's kind of that hype mentality where a lot of, hype clothing brands and sneaker brands collab with other brands like that. So I think it's really cool that he's doing that.
Thank you, Martin. We appreciate the support, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I think that's really cool, and seeing, the box that plays music with Halloween, and I mean, who knows what's going to happen with this new release,
And I feel like C-Dub has a running notepad of all my moments of shame from the show.
Oh, if he only, dude, C-Dub needs to go back and watch all the old shows so he can really have a running tally of all
Oh
of
my
them.
God. I still don't know which Jack is in The Shining.
You don't know what Jack is in The Shining?
Jack Nicholson? Is that it? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I couldn't tell you, honestly.
That was hard.
I mean, well, the only reason is because he made a joke about me thinking Jack Nicholas is in it. So,
Jack.
bro, get the talented guy back. Mateo, we tried to get you on, but it's past your bedtime.
Yeah, your mom said we couldn't have you on.
Oh my God, man. I love it. But
Mateo's
yeah,
a genius. One of these days we'll have Mateo on.
no, my God, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Mateo on for a show, and then we're also gonna have Mateo as a puppet on for a show. So
Mateo is a puppet.
For anyone who doesn't know, Mateo makes badass puppets, like Jim Henson style Muppets puppets Muppets puppets that are legit. Like, no joke. I'm not even into puppets, but the amount of artwork into it is so dope. Like, the amount of effort that goes into it is impressive.
Dude, Muppets puppets.
Muppets puppets.
That's
what they're called.
Reminds me of the Always Sunny in Philadelphia when he was talking about kittens mittens.
Kitten mittens. I love it. Oh my God, that's another great show, man.
That's exactly what Muppets puppets reminds me of.
Muppets puppets. Mateo? Drop your IG handle in the chat too, so people can check out some of your stuff, man. Because again, Mateo does phenomenal work. If anyone hasn't seen it,
I think it's Mateo's Magic something or other.
There you go.
Dayman, yeah, Dayman.
Oh my God,
that was so good. Such a great show.
man. I was just reminiscing with someone earlier today on Half Baked, which is a movie I haven't thought about.
Jim Brewer?
Oh my God. So it's just such a good movie, man.
Yeah.
It's funny to see, first off, Jim Brewer is still such a funny dude, but so much in the behind the scenes now. But
what does he do now?
I don't even know. I think he maybe tours a little bit, but he's not huge now.
That's because he hates doing Goat Boy.
Yeah. Well, and oh my God, well, yeah, because you do something that good, you almost screw yourself because it's all people want to see.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God.
Known as Goat Boy.
Mateo, we appreciate that, man. Mateo told you guys you better go out and like the stream. Oh my God, butternuts. But yeah, dude, Half Baked was phenomenal.
Thank you a lot.
If anyone hasn't seen it, you need to go watch Half Baked too. But yeah, Steve, see, here's the thing, with television, I can never talk to Steve about TV because Steve really only watches true crime or crime drama or police drama. So
I'm fascinated by murder, by serial killers, by any type of crime stuff. If they don't show, I want to see crime footage. I want to see,
oh my God,
I absolutely love that stuff. I think it's fascinating to me. Yeah.
Have you always been into that kind of stuff though?
Always. Way back, I always wanted, I used to want to be a cop, and I'm
I
really
thought you were about to say a serial killer.
Yeah. I'm really good at that detail stuff, remembering random stupid things about people, what they wore, just looking at them once or something, But I think, yeah, I don't know. It's funny because Leslie and I talk about it all the time where we're I hope nothing happens to us randomly because they're going to come check on the other person. They're going to come in the house, check our history, and check our TV, Netflix and Hulu and all this. And they're going to see all these documentaries on serial killer and murder. And they'd be this person did it.
Dude, you know what though? You're not alone with it. Like that's the crazy thing. That's like not necessarily my style.
Yeah.
And not that I don't enjoy the genre, but like when I'm curious about like historical things, I just go Google it and I read it on Wikipedia real quick, and then I have the information. You know, I don't need all the
That's
dramatization.
boring though, man.
See,
That's
yeah,
boring.
and for me, like I don't need all the dramatization. And this is something I actually talked about not too long ago. Is for me, like television is the same as reading. I use it as like I don't want to say as an escape, but as like a creative escape in the sense of like I like fictional things because it makes me think and blah 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 whatever. So like I rarely watch like nonfiction television or movies or read nonfiction books. So
Right. Yeah, I don't.
so yeah, true crime. Like I used to love like CSI. That's about the extent of like not even true crime, of crime
Yeah.
drama that I could get into.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I can watch some of those shows. You know, I've obviously watched CSI and stuff like that, but yeah, man, I just like the real stuff. Like, it's funny because Leslie was listening to 911 calls yesterday, and some of those are insane.
I mean, I do that too, but only the funny ones.
No, dude, no.
Oh my
We
god.
were listening to one where a guy called in and he's like telling the operator that he murdered someone. He literally, like, I murdered my mother-in-law and my nephew. And she was like trying to talk, like get information and talk him down. He's like, I just murdered 2 people. I'm going to jail. I'm a murderer. I'm a horrible monster. And she's like, you're not a monster. You're just a human being. And he's like, lady, I murdered 2 people. Like,
well, yeah, because their whole job is de-escalation. That's crazy, though.
Yeah, it was so funny. But you know, yeah, I don't know why. I don't know how I picked it up, but I've always been fascinated by that stuff. Let's see, who is better at investigating things? Professional detectives or 2 middle-aged white women with a podcast? Well, here's the thing. I think they're both equally great at investigating. And the reason why I say why is because if you put different eyes on the same case, they might find something new. You know,
Yeah.
and let's be honest, those 2 middle-aged white women have a crap ton of evidence already to look at.
And a crap ton of time.
What? Yeah,
and a crap ton of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they're sitting there on wine night talking about murder. And it's like, what? Also though, like, good on them for making awesome podcasts. If I was one of their husbands or one of their partners, I'd be scared shitless. Like,
no, you just fucking behave. That's what it comes down to. Like, so here's the thing. I think, yeah, I mean, they could be equal. You know, who knows? I mean, honestly, if they were that good, they should be detectives. They shouldn't be like on a podcast detecting.
Dude, well, I would say that the people who detect are not necessarily the most qualified. It's a lot of experience, but over time, you know, just because someone becomes a detective doesn't mean someone who's better at being a detective couldn't have become one, you know?
100%. And it's funny because, you know, I listen to all crime podcasts as well, which is funny, but Truth and Justice, if you like crime podcasts and you want like solving crimes, Truth and Justice, man, can't beat Truth and Justice. It's amazing.
Oh, dude. All right. So 2 things. Mateo said, what decks are you guys using right now? Mateo, there you go. We got some spring edition butterflies.
Nice. I am using the Cordero deck that just came in.
Nice.
Super cool. Dude, the freaking artwork for this deck is bomb. Like, look at this.
He said you would love his job. He has to pull cam footage for crimes, including murders.
Oh, bro. C-Dub, man. Hook me up.
Steve will send you his resume tonight.
My resume is just hook me up.
I watch crime television. Oh my god.
I would love that job. Are you kidding me? Dude, I get so upset. Leslie and I will be sitting down, right? And it's so upsetting. Like, they'll put a warning up on the screen and it's supposed to be like, oh, viewer discretion is advised. You know, be careful. We're going to show crime scene footage. And then they'll show like footage and it'll be totally blurred out. It's like, you're not showing me any footage.
Man, I don't know. I don't mind gore. I'm not a fan, but like, I don't know. Not my jam.
It's just fascinating to me because in my head, when I'm like watching the video and I'm seeing pictures and stuff, my head's like, okay, there's blood right there. Like, I just like to try to figure that out, you know?
Dude, that's something else.
I used to belong to Hunt a Killer, like the crime box that they send out every month. I did. I'm telling you, I love that stuff.
If I ever go missing, Steve better find my killer.
I'll find him, dude. Trust me.
Oh my God.
Everybody always says, "Oh, dude, people better watch out. Steve's into all that murder stuff." And I'm like, listen, I would never kill anybody. And you want to know why?
It's too much work.
I don't want to go to jail.
I like how neither of our first responses were like, because it's wrong.
No, because sometimes it's right. I just don't want to go to jail.
Well, here's the crazy thing, and everyone will always be like, oh, self-defense. The craziest thing I was reading, this is the boring side of me of why I get into this. So I was reading a case study a couple years back talking about when people in states like Texas, kill someone in self-defense. Yep. The average cost to you as an individual who commits, I don't want to say murder, who kills someone in self-defense is like $40,000, because it's not just like, oh yeah, this was self-defense, don't sweat it. Like 9 times out of 10, you're still getting indicted. You still have to go on trial, and then you have to prove it was self-defense, which again, like, yeah, you don't want to just give everyone the benefit of the doubt, but it seems like to some extent, like it's still a costly thing. And honestly, like that could ruin your life. So
I mean, let's be honest though. If you shoot someone dead, you deserve to go through a little bit of something.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Well, so this is the other thing too, though, and like they tell you, like a lot of times, like you can tell someone's like mental state. Like if someone kills someone, most first reactions is like they throw up, like, or there's physical, like, I don't want to say PTSD. What's the physical, negative or adverse reaction there, because it's your body's just reacting. Like mentally, your body's going into a stress situation or a shock situation. Even though you haven't been injured, the trauma of the event puts you into a shock situation. So
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say most people throw up, but I'm sure it has definitely an effect on them. Well, yeah, I like normal people. It has an effect on them.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. What did C-Tep say, dude? Y'all need to watch how many people get exonerated in Texas for being. Yeah, I know. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. Truth and
absolutely.
Justice. Bob Ruff from Truth and Justice is always in Texas.
Laura, I absolutely agree. By the way, yeah, if they don't react, that's scary. That's scary. Exactly. Yeah. So, but again, though, too, like that's like, not that you can tell when you meet someone who's a sociopath, but like if you meet like a true sociopath, like sometimes your radar goes a little bit off, and you're like, yeah, like that ain't right there. That's the kind of situation where you don't react because you don't have empathy, and that's what it is. It's an empathetic reaction to the situation, because in theory, as human beings, like survival is our main instinct, but that doesn't mean that like needless killing is part of that. It's crazy.
And all along, right? He's like, what an interesting live this is.
I know. I didn't think it would go here. I'll tell you that much.
I thought it was mainly about Pablo, like the title. Mark, thank you.
We appreciate it, man. Thank you. One day, Steve's gonna play the fart song when someone donates.
I'm gonna play it right now.
No, don't do it. Only if someone donates. Only if someone donates. Steve will play the fart song.
I'll play the fart song if someone donates. That's what we'll do.
For the rest of the show, that is the donation sound. It is the fart song. It's so weird.
It's so great. I downloaded it for Tyler.
The countdown for shaving my beard is 7 days.
That's right.
Laura,
That's right.
We are holding out for Pablo's return. Hopefully his power comes back on. But for everyone watching, if Pablo does not make it back this evening, we will without a doubt reschedule, because I'm super excited to talk to Pablo. Dude's amazing. So
yeah, if anybody has any questions, anybody wants to talk, let's talk about give us a random topic, something that obviously we might know about. Don't say like string theory, because
other than murder,
we could talk about murder all day long.
Thank you, Mark. It's fun.
Yay, Mark.
It's so long too.
So long.
So long.
So good. I'm gonna play that the whole episode.
Oh my God. It's so long, and like honestly, the dance just makes it so much better.
I know. I have to dance every time I hear it. I love it.
Oh my God. Dude,
we can't invite people in. It takes too long this way.
Yeah,
If it
but
was like
if it was
Instagram, it'd be a
IG, we
different
could pull
story.
it in. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
the way this works. It's tough to pull people in, but I got to talk about apples.
Talk about apples. What's your favorite apple?
Honey Crisp,
Honeycrisp chickens.
live
My,
jam session.
my favorite is Golden Delicious.
Oh my god, dude.
That's
Yeah,
my favorite.
Oh no, the fart song. Dude, yeah, the fart song's an interesting one. I don't, encourage Steve to play it often because it's long.
I don't think I've
But
ever played it. It is long. It's
it
a
is
little
long,
that's
but
for sure. It's fun
yeah.
though.
Dude, it's an
What other
interesting one
songs
for
do I
sure.
have? Oh, I have the other one. Oh, this episode is the fart song. I have a piece of crap song. That
Don't play that one now. That's just mean. And there's no like.
it's great.
Oh my
Okay.
god, I love it.
That's
But
funny.
so Mateo, you asked a good question for us earlier about what decks we were using, but what's everyone using in the chat? I'm curious what decks your go-tos are right now.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know too, I just actually switched it up to the prototype of the JLB deck, which
I don't have that yet.
it should be coming to you soon, man.
Yeah.
But I actually really dig this deck.
Um,
What up, Pablo?
yeah, I actually
Other
the other deck
Pablo.
I have is the Copperhead Diamondback Cobra deck.
Oh, nice.
The
Breakthroughs.
breakthrough.
Nice, man.
Emily.
And that's a crush stock deck, right, Mateo?
Yeah, I don't know if it's crushed actually.
I don't remember now what the print run on that one was. I want to say it was like 1,500, but it might have been enough to get crushed.
Yeah, I don't think so. I might be wrong though. But yeah, dude, this Copperhead dope.
Dude, I like the Copperhead. I need to get my hands on the blue one.
Yeah, the blue and silver is nice.
We actually got some really good feedback on the review for people using the Copperhead saying it's one of their favorite cardistry decks right now.
Because of the feel, or
Yeah, because of the feel in comparison to like the B9 Slimline, which again I think for cardistry the B9 Slimline's a little too thin.
too soft. Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, it's great. I think it's awesome. It's definitely a contender, to battle USPCC. I think. I haven't had any problems with it. And like I said before, being in the office, it gets really muggy in here. This thing handles like a dream.
yeah.
Pay attention, Tyler.
I'm responding to Mateo there.
Mateo, are you confusing Tyler over here?
Yeah, I'm just typing. He was asking us about Discord. Steve hates Discord, by the way. So
Yeah, I told him I jumped in his room, I guess you call it, his channel.
server.
Sure, that too. And yeah, and I mean I never go in Discord.
Yeah. I had to text message Steve yesterday to be like, yo, you need to check Discord.
Dude, there's so many stupid fucking socials, and I just don't want to check them all. Like,
I get that.
Can't we just use one freaking source and just go there?
I mean, that's how they do in, countries where they where they censor your communication because it makes it easier.
Yeah,
But
well, it makes sense.
oh my god.
Doesn't
Dude,
take much to confuse Tyler. Okay,
I
time to
appreciate
ask
that,
the
Steve.
question that you've always wanted, but I haven't because it's awkward. Okay, ask it. Let's hear it. Dude, we should do a sniff for stew.
I'm very congested today, but sure.
What deck can I do? What deck can I open and do a sniff for stew? Oh, I know what I could do.
I don't know what deck I don't have an unopened deck next to me. Bring out the secrets.
Bring out the secrets. All right, I'm down with secrets. All right, so here's the thing. This is the Kinky cards.
By who?
I don't know. I got
Signed.
I got
It's
them in a
signed.
lot by Tarasov.
It's signed.
It's signed, yeah. Give a shit about that.
Mateo says challenge, do a trick with bikes.
What kind of bike? Like a GT Performer or a BMX?
Didn't you tell me what was that an episode where you got confused about motorcycles and BMX bikes?
No.
How is it? Oh my god.
It smells kinky. It smells like old. No, I'm just not gonna say it. I can't show this deck though, but I can show the back. Can I
Oh,
show
is
this?
it? It's like one of those decks.
Yeah, it's super tacky. But actually, it's not tacky. It's just. But here's the back design. It looks like a bunch of high heels.
I actually like the pattern if it was anything other than high heels.
I mean,
Like the
you can't
shape
even
of it.
tell unless
You know,
really
from
look.
like from through the screen, I couldn't really tell. I actually dig it. What's up, Bao?
Bro, look at that fan.
We don't kink shame around here. That is very true, Bao.
I'm not
But we
kinking shame.
also have children on the show, and we don't want to, be showing any not safe for work content.
I can't. Yeah, I mean, I can't show this stuff. That's for sure. But the artwork is great. It's definitely awesome artwork.
You were like so fascinated by it. You just looked like you were frozen there for a minute.
Oh, me?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But
No. Yeah, if here's the thing. I mean, I wish I could give the deck away, but I don't know. I mean, I guess Mateo's the only one that I know is a kid, but
Mateo, you can't enter this giveaway, Mateo.
yeah, after this giveaway, Mateo.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we can give away the kinky cards.
If you're older than 18, you can get the kink cards.
What do we want to give for them?
I don't know. Pick a number 1 through 1,000,000.
What is? Let me think. What deck is this? This is Kinky Cards by Tarusov.
And is it a one-way back design? Or is it a one-way front?
See what you did there?
I did see what I did there. 69.
Yeah.
Q Winters, if we were picking numbers, that definitely would have been the winner.
It's a one-way back.
It is a one-way back. All right.
Orbit V9, look.
Send it to Laura. She's a new collector. Oh my god. I love it. I absolutely love it.
She's like, ew, C-dub.
Dude. It's interesting because we see these decks like all the time on Kickstarter, and if anyone's ever noticed, we usually do skip them over just because again, we never know what we're gonna see inside these things. It's not really Steve and my taste, but also like it could be inappropriate, so we always try and avoid. But that being said, there are a lot of those that get funded all the time.
Yeah, no, they do. That's because guys are
into artistic nudity.
Creepy. No, they're just creepy. Guys are creepy. Okay, so let's see.
Mark says, how did you guys start collecting cards?
Well, do you want to take this one first, or do you want me to go first?
I can take this one. So
go first.
Probably about 2011.
Oh,
I stumbled. I'm gonna do full backstory here. So probably about 2011, I somehow stumbled across Theory 11, and at the time, it was when they were really first starting to get into custom cards. And I had a thought to myself, I'm like, man, I could make a custom deck of cards. This seems easy. And I looked at Kickstarter, and not many people were doing it. Yeah, and I was like, man, maybe. And I'm like, maybe I should kickstart a deck of cards. And I was in my last year of law school at the time. And I ended up actually starting a different business. And I completely forgot about playing cards.
Sounds like Tyler.
Fast forward to probably November 2019. I'm on a website and I get an ad for Theory 11. And it's not cards. It's their booklight. And I'm like, oh man, this booklight's awesome. And I go to the website and then it all comes back to me and I'm like, oh man, Theory 11, I can make a custom deck of cards.
Tyler's like, I can make a booklight too. I'm going to go to Kickstarter and make a booklight. Oh,
I actually have a half-finished booklight in the basement.
He forgets about the booklight.
This is basically my model. I have an idea and then I come up with something else. But I do have a half-finished booklight in the basement. But so I saw the Theory 11 website and it all started trickling back and I'm like, oh man, playing cards. And I saw the whole story behind the Gold Artisans and I decided like, I'm going to go start collecting cards.
I'm going to start collecting Target receipts.
So, well, and it's fun. Yeah, my God. Yeah, I went to like 22 Targets and found one Gold Artisan. And yeah, dude, I ended up buying like immediately after I saw that. I saw some Stargazers. I picked up some Stargazers and then, yeah, there you go. Started collecting trees. Yeah, dude, my Stargazers was like the first deck I got in. I love the Stargazer, the purple and blue back, dude. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
My story is not as fun as yours, but
Joel, I did go to law school. I don't practice though. I've never practiced. though I do work in the legal research industry.
He's one of the smart lawyers. The smart people who went to
The
law
one,
school.
the one who don't practice law.
The one, yeah, the one who learned something in law school.
Oh my God.
Because we all know you don't learn in law school. You learn after law school.
You learn
But-
in law school how to pass the bar exam.
Exactly. So I got into cards, so I've always liked Magic, you know, and I was literally, I don't even know how, but I was on YouTube one day and Chris Ramsey video came up. And it was literally this trick right here. It was this trick right here. So what card is that? Can you see it?
There we go. Yep.
All right. So and then it's here and you push it in.
Yep. Nice.
So basically I saw that and I'm like, what the F? I was like, how did he do that? You know, and always it was a tutorial. So I watched the tutorial. I'm like, oh my God, that looks dope. So I literally went online on Theory 11 and I bought a Monarchs deck. That was my first deck. It was the Blue Monarch.
Nice.
I bought that. I got it in the mail. And then I bought a purple Knock original.
Okay.
And that kind of got me on my little Knock thing. And then I bought the Elephant playing cards Elephant deck. And then
Nice,
I just
man.
dove into all these different freaking cards. And fucking here I am after
Yeah.
buying hundreds and hundreds
And Steve
of
thought,
decks.
I'm going to create a deck of cards. And then he started a card shop instead. And here we are. And then a podcast.
And
Wow.
I'm actually creating a deck of cards.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, because no, we haven't told anyone yet,
No.
we're going to be doing a live this Sunday. We're actually going to be doing 2 lives this weekend. We're going to be doing an Instagram live on Saturday with Headless Kings to talk about the Warrior Women deck, answering any questions and doing a giveaway there as well. And then Sunday, we're going to be doing a YouTube live with Steve to talk about his upcoming Visions playing cards. I literally completely blanked for a second. His Visions playing cards. So we're going to be live all weekend, guys, and we do hope you all come in because it's going to be dope. That is not me ending the stream. I'm just throwing out a little bit of self promotion there. But yeah, dude, honestly, it's funny because I loved the Monarchs when I saw them. But I was like, all right, I somehow just spent $200 on playing cards. I don't want to spend another $10.
Oh.
So I found a green Monarchs on Amazon for $6.99, and I bought that instead.
Bro.
They're good looking, dude.
Bro.
Yeah.
Gotta love how I just have a freaking white and silver hanging out over here.
Dude, it's funny too, because I've told you this a million times. When I first got into collecting, I was like, oh man, then Now You See Me 2s. That's my Monarch of choice. I love the black and silver. And I almost picked up a couple off of eBay when they were like $35 to $50.
Yeah, you should have.
And now they're freaking $150.
Stupid.
Wow. 100%, man. If anyone is ever looking for cheap Monarchs, they're going to come a little dinged because Amazon does not know how to ship playing cards. But green Monarchs on Amazon are $6.99 with, actually, they might even be cheaper now. Oh, dude. I lied. They're $10.95 now. For a long time, they were $6.95 with free Prime shipping.
Yeah.
And I was,
dude, the Monarchs are dope.
Yeah.
They are. If you collect cards and you don't have a Monarch deck, you don't collect cards.
It's funny because like the Theory 11s that draw me in are the exclusive to specific stores. So like the Red Nationals, the Gold Artisan,
You
and
mean
not
the
just
Red High Victorians.
the Red High Victoria, the Red Nationals too.
What's the Red Nationals?
Dude, there's a Red Nationals deck. And it's only available at Barnes and Noble.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't even know
See,
if I've seen that.
That's what I'm saying. Like they don't advertise all of them. So like those are the fun ones for me because like unless you're going to a store and seeing it, you never even realize.
Yeah. Mark wants to know what other names did you guys have in mind when coming up with the name of the show? We had 2 other ones. We had Card Attack. That was your idea.
Yeah.
We had Deck to the Face.
Deck to the Face, which is our email address.
Which is our email address because we had it and we're like, yeah, that's the one. And then Tyler's
Steve?
like,
Yeah, it was
I
a
was
little
like,
too. It was a
"That's
little too provocative. Yeah,
no, it was a little too violent for me.
yeah. Well, with Card Attack 2, the tagline was going to be serious as a card attack, but
Yeah.
Steve wasn't a fan of that one.
Yeah,
And actually, it wasn't even that we weren't fans of the other 2. It's just when we came around with Deckin Around, we were like, that's it. Like, no
Yeah.
questions asked. That's it.
Yeah, I was just like, Deck to the Face is just too violent, and that's not who we are. So it's Decking around. It just sounds cooler.
After talking about murder for a half an hour, don't worry, we're not violent. Like, but
Hey, you could talk about murder. It doesn't mean you murder someone.
I know, 100% agree. It does make you a little suspect, but no question. I'm just, but dude, yeah, no, Alon, we appreciate that, man. Deckin Around is we love the name, and honestly, anyone who comes across it's always like, oh, that's so funny. But yeah, we had some interesting ones.
It took us about a month to get over to take over the back decks that people were like carpenters were doing.
So it's funny, and I'll say this. So the hashtag Deckin Around originally was basically owned. You can't really own a hashtag on Instagram, but you can have the main push on it. But originally it was two things. It was carpenters posting pictures of decks and a woman whose son's name is Decker. And 90% of the pictures were like baby pictures of this kid. And so we're posting all these pictures and I'm like, man, I feel really bad. We're like burying this kid on Instagram. And I'm like, you know what though? One day he's going to thank us. Like, right. He doesn't need his pictures out there from when he's like 3 years old, falling in mud. I'm like, nah. So it was a journey to take over, we'll call it, the Deckin Around hashtag, because originally, yeah, it was not about playing cards. And now I'm probably one of like 4 people who follow the hashtag. And I always get a kick out of it when I see other people use it. I absolutely love it. And I've reached out to people in the past and be like, oh, hey, how did you find the hashtag? And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it was yours. I'll stop using it. I'm like, no, please, like, keep using it. It's the internet. Do what you want. I'm just curious how you found it. And they're like, honestly, I don't even know. And I'm like, all right. Cool. Market research, not helping.
That's Tyler for it. He reaches out to people who uses our hashtag.
Well, again, I want to collect that data.
Makes them feel bad about using a hashtag. Why using a hashtag?
Kill them with kindness.
I'm sorry, I won't do that anymore. No, you can do it. It's fine. Just do it. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We don't own it.
If you're named Decker, you're destined to be a magician.
Right.
Honestly, or a carpenter. But yeah, that poor kid, every once in a while, pictures still pop up from his mom in there. And so it throws off the grid of the hashtag a little because it's like cards, baby, cards. And I'm like, what? Like, all right, man. Oh my God. But yeah, that's I mean, that was a funny one too. Like trying to figure out the name and everything. If anyone who hasn't seen it, Steve will hate me for plugging this. We even have a website, but it's basically defunct. Don't bother going there unless you want to see it's a website that Steve hates. Nothing happens on it. One day it'll be great when we have time. But yeah, dude, it's been a journey so far. So cards turned into this, Mark. I feel like that was a long-winded way of saying, you know, we collect cards through random stuff. Chris Ramsey and Theory 11.
Yeah, exactly. Hell yeah, I'm gonna tell you we're proud of the name. The name's dope. I'm not gonna be all shy about that. We got a dope name.
We do. And honestly, that was the other thing. We pushed hard to get it like locked down on YouTube as quick as possible too. So like that was one of the only probably one of like a handful of giveaways we've done for the show was to try and hit that 100 subs as quick as possible so we could get the name.
Yeah. Hey, Alon says he wants to see my quality websites.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah. Steve actually has a new website launching eventually in the next week.
The 31st.
The 31st.
Yeah.
Which
you can actually check out my website. It's stevejrosenfield.com.
Yeah.
One of them is very old. Actually, they're kind of both old now, but they are the new website is coming out on the 31st. And my other site, the What I Be website, is being relaunched in May with the new site.
Nice.
And then eventually I'll do my other photography website. This is like my other life.
This is photography side, yeah.
This is my this life that you guys all see. This is kind of like my fake chill life.
This is our nighttime life, we'll call it, you know?
Yeah.
Steve and I both have very different day jobs. And a lot of times though, I'll say we have a lot of discussion during the day about the show and about everything. But yeah. From daytime to nighttime, this is our unwind time because I feel like both Steve and I, in some aspects, work in a professional capacity where like you have to put on the smile, you have to be the professional, and then at the end of the day, it's just like you want to unwind and have fun with it.
Ain't that for sure? Yeah. So, but that's the thing. I have a lot of fun with my day job, I guess you can call it. Yeah, C-Dub says he should have for all the advertising he does, he should have a discount code called C-Dub. I told him, yeah, I charge 25% more.
Oh my God.
No kids for either one of us.
No kids for either of us. Our day jobs do fuel our hobbies, though, Laura, and that is the blessing of it. We are both thankfully, between everything we do for the show, and, we're so thankful for our sponsors and all of you who help support the show. It makes it so that the show, doesn't thankfully cost too much out of pocket, which is great. Obviously, when we first started it, everything was coming out of pocket, and we're so glad that we've gotten to a point where it's self-sustaining. We enjoyed doing this, and it's something that no matter what, we would always do. And Steve and I have talked about this so many times. It's like, I can't wait to see in 10 years what Deckin Around is going to look like. As ridiculous as that sounds, even if it's just these Thursday lives in 10 years, it's going to be a thing. Who knows what the topics are going to be? It may be playing cards. By then we may be using, AR playing cards. I don't know. We're all doing this in virtual reality. It'll be interesting, but Steve babysits Tyler every day.
True story.
Oh my God. That's a lie. That's a lie. I babysit Steve. I messaged Steve the other day asking for a photograph. He's like, give me a minute. I'm just getting out of bed. It was like 12:30.
It was 12:30 your time, 9:30 my time.
9:30 your time on a Tuesday.
Yeah, but when I go to bed at freaking 2 a.m.
That is true. Steve goes to sleep very late, but
I completed my passport. I sent it in already.
Mine is sitting on the counter. I have to mail it in tomorrow.
Oh, so. You know what else? I have another passport here that I've been searching desperately for a Carver's sticker. And I found one.
You found one?
I had to buy a squeezer's seal for the person who has the Carvers. And I got my Carvers.
Nice. I'm really excited for the tropical deck, man. The exotic deck.
Yes, I am too. It's gonna be what, a month out, roughly, he said?
Yeah, somewhere around there. I think end of April, he said.
Nice.
So we'll probably expect to see them early May, but I'm excited for that for sure, man.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting. See, I've talked to Steele on IG. Can't vouch, he goes to bed late. You can vouch. Yeah, man, I'm always up.
I mean, C-Dub, I always see the messages he responds to in our group chats too. And it's like 6 a.m. my time, which is 3 a.m. his time. And I'm like, man, you crazy. Though there are some days too that Steve's Insta is at Wounded Corner.
At Wounded Corner. I mean, I have a lot of Instas, but
I want to chat to him about his murder crimes.
I don't kill and talk, man.
At Wounded Corner. Such a fitting name.
Right?
Like where all the murderers go to hang out.
Oh my goodness.
Nick, that depends. So it depends on where you bought your Blueberry deck. If you bought your Blueberry deck direct from OPC, then yes, you should have gotten a seal with it. Very often resellers do not provide seals because they don't get one per deck. If you buy if you buy 2 decks, you get a seal?
If you buy 1 deck, you get a seal.
Okay, but if you buy a brick, you get 2?
You get 2, yeah.
Yeah, so very often for resellers, they are not
Hold on. Joel. So
I just saw that, yeah. I just saw that.
Joel. So Tyler is actually from Jersey. I'm from Boston.
So
I'm from Boston.
That made my day. Thank you, Joel.
Tyler's from Jersey. I live in California currently. Yes. I won't kill you, man. I'm only 14.
But yes, I'm from Jersey, born and raised. Steve's from Boston, lives in Cali. But
I smartened up.
Yeah. But yeah, so Nick, yeah, just to answer again, seals do not come unless you get them from OPC. If you buy 1 deck, you get 1 seal. If you buy 5 decks, you get 1 seal. If you buy a brick, you get 2 seals. So most times resellers are not reselling the seals as well. Most of the time they keep them for themselves, probably to fill a passport. But OPC is the only one who hands out the seals, guaranteed. So if you did order from OPC and you did not get a seal, reach out to their support, and they're really good about sending them out. You may have to remind them a couple times, but they're really good about getting it out eventually. So.
Or you could just reach out to me. I had some counterfeit ones made the other day. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, honestly, it wouldn't be hard.
It wouldn't be hard at all, but it's just too many. 6 of them. It's about $400 to $600 to make seals, like
Yeah,
a lot of them.
yeah, it would cost you more than it would to just make
Yeah.
the counterfeit deck.
Yeah, it'd probably be better to make. Yeah.
But yeah, and honestly, that's another like series that like I was late to the game on OPC, but I absolutely love their decks now. I love what Cam does in general,
Yeah.
but they always feel great. They're always fun. Like I think that's one thing that sometimes people give OPC a hard time for is because they're not next level from a collector's point of view, but they're actually a really fun, quirky, laid back deck. And that's what I love about it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I love Cam as a human, as a you know, what he does with his brand. Obviously, I don't know, many people might not know, but Cam and I are actually working on a deck together, which is really exciting. So yeah, I mean, he's awesome. I love Cam. I love everything he
without a
does.
doubt. He's a solid dude, without a doubt. I mean, Cam's one of the first people we had him on early too. I want to say like episode 14, and he really is a all around awesome dude. Always involved with the community and cares about the community, which I absolutely love. But Joel, I agree. They really do get more and more hype with each release. But I think the great thing about it is that Cam really pushes to sell and print as many as he can. So while they've upped the run here for now, I doubt they're going to up it again anytime in the near future. They want to make sure that this isn't just like a fluke that they're able to sell as many as they do. But if it turns out that in 6 months they're selling out still in minutes or hours, I wouldn't be surprised if they up the run again. And I think that goes to, to the brand credibility and to what the brand is really trying to accomplish. He doesn't want people to feel like they missed out on decks. He wants people who want the deck to be able to have the deck, which I think is great.
Yeah. You know what deck I'm really looking forward to?
What's that? Visions.
Orbit V8. Yeah, Visions. I'm looking forward to Visions. Who else is looking forward to the Visions deck? Right here.
Me.
We'll give you a little inside information. Yes.
Oh my god.
Inside information. 3 editions. One of them being the future edition is going to be printed by Lautrec and recolored by Lautrec. So that's going to be pretty exciting.
I'm excited for that one. That's actually the last Lautrec commission for a project he's not working on himself, which is awesome.
Correct. Yeah, which I'm so honored that he took that on and is willing to do that. So it's pretty exciting.
Mark wants to know what our scariest moment as a kid or as an adult has been.
Scariest moment as an adult was definitely thinking my girlfriend was pregnant at the time. not my current girlfriend, but like too long. It's taking you too long to press the button, buddy.
I don't even know what button to push. I'm like, none of these are appropriate.
That was the scary. Sorry for you 14 and 12-year-olds out there, but that was the scariest time for me. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh my god. I genuinely don't know.
What?
I genuinely don't know as an adult or even as a child what my scariest moment is. Like, I've been in some really serious car accidents and walked away, thankfully, but those were scary in the moment. After I bounced back relatively quick. I got shot at once, but again, yeah.
Welcome to Jersey.
But that was a weird situation too, so it wasn't as scary as I would have thought it would have been. I'm sure in a more close situation, physical proximity closeness wise, it would have been a little more scary. But it was someone trying to shoot at me from 90 feet away with a pistol. So that's just stupid. What? Yeah, it was stupid as shit.
How the hell did you get in that situation?
I don't even know, man. It was
you know what the crazy? You want to hear something stupid? This is how
Jackson,
stupid
this
I was.
is a mess.
Oh, Jackson, this is a mess. You want to hear something really stupid? Is the fact that when I was in high school, I used to have BB gun fights in the woods.
What?
So dude, getting shot at was no big deal for me.
80s for you. Oh my god.
Jackson wants to come on.
Where are you at? Hold on.
Send him the link.
Yeah, I just gotta find.
We'll bring some Jackson in. You'll have to change. You know what? Put Deckin Around, Pablo Frey, and Jackson Robinson.
I'm gonna just change the name to episode 58. Random discussion with Deckin Around.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll bring
me see.
Jackson in.
The hell is the damn
Jackson is always welcome in the show. He's the only one that gets a free pass.
Oh my god, Jackson!
Yeah, so
I just emailed you the link, man.
We used to have BB gun fights in the woods all the time.
So we'll throw this out there too, guys. Don't go out and do any of the things we're talking about. Don't go out and have a BB gun fight.
Yeah,
Here's the
don't.
crazy thing, though. Like, I actually a couple of years ago there was a story in New Jersey where a kid got pulled over with a BB gun in his car, and in New Jersey well, first off, he was like viciously arrested because it looked like a gun, but also like he got
Let me guess.
He got 7
he
years.
Was white. Let me guess. He was white.
He was not white,
Oh, interesting.
and he got 7 years in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's crazy shit out there with BB guns. When Steve was in high school in the 80s, it was okay
The
to run around.
90s, you jerk.
The late 80s, well,
The 90s. I graduated in 93.
this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Oh my god. But
What
yes,
are you guys doing?
Dude, is that version 2 that shirt you got on there, buddy?
oh my gosh, hold on. We have a return. He's back.
No. He's back.
Welcome back, Pablo. We stuck it out for you, man.
Pablo.
We stuck it out and we talked about random shit all day.
Yeah, we did.
Pablo, meet graphic
Can you
designer,
hear me?
playing card designer. Yeah, we can hear you perfect, man.
Oh,
Turn your
right.
turn your phone.
I had
turn your
turn-
phone.
go to.
I can leave.
All right.
I can leave. I can leave.
So hold on, Jackson. Pablo, are you gonna go to your computer again?
No. I'm actually in another house. I'm not in my house.
I will tell you right now
Yeah,
that is
I had-
amazing, Pablo. We love you,
I
man.
had to go to another house.
Oh my god, Jackson, we will get you back on soon. Don't you worry,
Yeah.
my friend.
Jackson, this is
Is
Pablo.
he-
Pablo, this
been
is
great.
Is he
Jackson.
So-
Been great.
the guy from King's
King's Wild.
He is.
yeah.
He
but
is the
I
guy from
love your
King's Wild.
stuff. I love your stuff.
Thank you.
You just made Jackson's night.
I appreciate it.
For
Now I'm
real,
gonna
I
go
love
just
your stuff.
watch. I'm gonna watch these two yahoos for a bit.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you
can
for
call
mu-
us. You can
Thank
call
you
us
so
whatever
much
you
for
like.
covering me, bro.
Hey,
Yeah,
listen,
I totally saved you. I totally saved you.
he literally just came on.
All right, see you. Bye.
All right.
Peace, Jackson.
Oh, we
Welcome
love
back,
that
Pablo.
We love that dude.
We love that dude for real, dude. First off, thank you so much for going to another house to get
Oh,
power
yeah.
so we can check. But like, we're sitting there and we're like, man, your power. Hopefully, your power comes back on at some point. That's crazy
I-
shit, man.
I hope. It's like I waited for like 20 minutes. It didn't came, so I wasn't. I have to go to another place to get internet.
So that's dedication, man. We respect that.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, no, we
You do
genuinely-
know
we
your
did-
power is probably going on right now, right? Because you're somewhere
yeah, because
else.
you're somewhere else. Your power's gonna come on now.
Yeah.
That's always how it goes. Oh my god. So I'm trying to think where we were at the conversation. So you know what? We're gonna pick up a
remember.
completely different train of thought here. You know, one of the things that I'm really interested in is, you know, you mentioned earlier you're a conceptual artist, which I think is a perfect title for what you do. Were you always interested in art, or has your love of like magic and cardistry kind of developed into this interest in art?
Well, to be honest, I have really been into art. When I was like 4 years old, I used to go to painting classes,
Oh wow.
Oh, nice.
and like my stepdad is actually a painter. He's an architect, but he also likes to paint. So he taught
Very
me
cool.
how to paint. I have been really into art ever since. But yeah,
Mm.
That's really awesome, man.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm
Dude.
so bad at that type of
Yeah.
art, as everybody could see when
Yeah,
I
it's-
send out decks, I send out like, here's my artwork.
Of course, you use like gold ink on a white card. Steve, God.
Dude. So here's the thing. If I
It looks
can't
like a
use-
mushroom on it. I don't know.
it's a fucking tree in a house, bro. All
Oh my
right.
god, that's terrible. That's
Oh, it is.
terrible.
Look. So here's the house. Right here. Here's
Oh,
the
yeah,
tree.
yeah, I
That looks
see
like
it,
a
I see it.
tree.
Looks like I mean, now that you said it, I can see it. I genuinely
Yeah,
thought it was like
it has
a
some
mushroom and a penis.
late Pablo Picasso vibes to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Thank
can
you.
see it.
Oh my
Yeah, I
god.
figured that. You know?
Pablo's much nicer than I would have been with that. this is why I'm not an art critic now.
No, well, here's the funny thing. I always draw random stuff, and sometimes people will like ask to draw something else, and I'll draw it, and it's sometimes it takes me like 6 cards to make it legible, so I know what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah,
And the
usually,
other day, I had Leslie do like 10 of them for me.
usually that's what I do. That's why I classify myself as a conceptual artist, because I'm just doodling whatever, and out of nowhere I just start seeing like shapes or heads in the doodles. Like I think I have some of those drawings in my Instagram, which I just do random lines, and then I can add eyes here, I can add like teeth, some hands, some dots and stuff, and I end up creating like a monster or something. Like,
That's really cool.
so that's what I like from art.
That's cool.
There is an artist called Ryder Rips. He's like the OG internet conceptual artist.
Oh, wow.
Like, he actually sold an NFT of a sex tape of him and Acelia Banks, but it's only the audio. So
Interesting.
odd, so odd. But
Yeah,
I'm sure he made a ton of money.
probably.
yeah, probably. It's so odd, but his concept for that is like, basically you can sell anything as art in an NFT, and that, if you think about that, it's like, yeah, that's how like consumerism works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I really like his way of thinking.
that's really cool,
dude,
man.
bro. It wasn't too long ago. There was an artist who actually sold pieces of shit on canvas. Look it up. Look it up. Like, yeah, he's an artist who actually
I'm gonna have to
smeared
take notes
human
on that.
shit on canvas and sold them.
I'm gonna take
That's
notes
crazy.
on that.
And people bought it. Bro, people buy anything. Like, literally anything. I mean, we
Yes.
see it every day on Kickstarter.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, definitely. That's for sure. Tyler's looking it up.
No, I don't need to. I can imagine what it looks like. I was actually looking up the name of the guy who did the banana thing, but I couldn't find him. The one where it was like
yeah.
a
Oh,
banana.
the duct
Yeah.
tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
actually, his like concept for that is actually really cool, in my opinion. That
Yeah.
he basically said something like, art in nature is perfect, so I couldn't make this banana more perfect, but it's not about this banana. It's about the idea that this banana represents. So basically, like, he didn't even sold that banana. He sold the idea of adding a
Yeah.
banana to a canvas.
Yeah.
So that's actually really, really cool in a way. But it's so
Yeah.
stupid that people bought that for like millions of dollars.
Bro, people have money, they don't know what to do with it. So,
Yeah.
like, literally, I went into
Yeah.
the MoMA in San Francisco. I think it was the MoMA. It was probably like 4 years ago, 5 years, maybe more than that. I walked in. There was a huge canvas, probably like 40 feet by 20 feet. It covered the whole entire wall. And it was pink. It was just colored pink. It was one color. And there was a bunch of people standing in front of it going like this. Just literally like doing the art thing, taking it in, smelling. I don't know what the hell they were doing, but like
Smelly.
literally just enjoying this big wall that was pink. I can't even imagine how much the painting went for, but like they were just mesmerized, you know? And it was
That's
just
crazy.
people, art does crazy things for people, and it's healing. It's you know, in something I may look at and be like, what the fuck is that? Somebody might look at it and be like, Jesus is in the painting, you know, I have to buy
Yeah.
it, you know. So
And like,
who am I to say it's
that's a thing that I personally, I don't like when people say something like, my son can do that. It's like, yeah, your son can, but did he?
right?
No,
Yeah.
he didn't.
Same
And
thing
again,
in the
and a
card
lot
That guy
of-
world,
did
man.
yeah.
it first. That's why it's art, because he did it first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people do that in the card world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
steal people's concepts and ideas. And they don't even matter. You could say, you know, this was someone else's idea, and they could be like, yeah, but did they do it? And you're like, yeah, they did it too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
That
crazy,
happened
man.
to me actually. Like I made this deck called Toika. Toika is polka in Russian.
Okay.
So the deck was basically like polka dots, but in a 3D way.
Oh, wow.
The old 3D glasses way.
Nice.
And I saw this like 1 year ago or something like that. I saw this company releasing a deck similar to that, but without the words Toika. And I was like, yeah, that's literally my deck, but because I didn't release it, I just lost a bunch of money, but good for you.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
and that's how it goes. It's crazy to think. I mean, so much for such a small community, there is so much, you know, theft of art or theft of concept even, and it's crazy to see.
Yeah, you know why though? It's like this is one of the, I guess, the reasons why I think it happens more so than it should is because there's 3 different communities. We're not one community. There's the card community, there's the cardistry community, the magic community, and the collectors community. And they don't integrate for the most part. So it's like all the cardistry brands don't know what the hell's going on with the magic cards, with the collectible cards, and then vice versa. You know, you have people who are creating magic decks that don't know what the hell's going on with cardistry decks or, you know, collectors decks, you know. So perfect example is the Nock Luxury Edition. You know, the new Nock that got was on Kickstarter in November. It's the hollow back.
Oh yeah.
And then Lotus in Hand is releasing the new hollow back.
It's literally the same exact deck, except obviously it has different faces or whatever.
And it has a different border around the back design,
And I guess there's a guy named Joven or Glovin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glovin, I guess, teased he made the deck like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But nobody knows who that guy is, and he didn't produce. He just showed it, right? So it's like if more people kind of talked, we wouldn't have. I mean, technically, there's going to be 2 decks of it because Glovin I don't think, produced it, but it was definitely his original concept, I guess you can say.
But actually, like, I think that Lotus in Hand has been teasing that deck for a long time because I remember I saw this post by Galok. Galok is like one of the Cardistry Championship finalists, I think. He posted like videos using that deck.
Yeah, and it was in December.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when the Nock deck was announced as well.
Oh, so that's the thing that we don't really know.
I mean, it is what it is. Here's the cool thing. It's 2 different markets, right? You have, I mean, it just sucks that it's kind of the same community designing the same deck. You know, where it would be cool where if, you know, maybe a cardistry community could support a magic company like Nock, you know, whereas I know a lot of people hate on Nock because they're just plain backs, you know, but the thing that I say now is it's really cool because you have a lot of cardistry people who are going to be playing with the Nock deck because it's the same thing, you know. But
I think that personally, I think that has been like in recent years because I remember that Nox used to be the go-to for cardistry because it is cheap, it looks good, and I remember Salvatore using Nox for his video. I think that the same thing with Daddy, he used Nox for his video, and those 2 are one of the best artists ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that they are hating more on like the new Nox. Like I remember that there is like a wood texture Nox.
The My Nock just came out.
And that's literally blocks.
Yeah.
And Alex actually was talking about that.
Done badly because like the beauty of blocks is that it's just plain. It looks like wood.
Yeah.
But I know that there's people out there that do not like borderless decks, so you have not.
And I think, and I think it's interesting too because the concept behind that project, the My Nock project, was basically making decks off of the most popular submissions from people. So like he almost, as weird as it sounds, like there was almost an obligation for him to do that because it was the most popular. But yeah, I think it's good that he did address it though.
And yeah, I think he was in talks. Like he's talked with Block, I believe, about it. I think he mentioned it on our show. But I think they're working actually on a collab. So I think it's easy. You know, we don't always know what goes on behind the scenes.
I hope.
You know?
I really hope is the gold texture deck.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone knows, but there was this card on the plush that is a gold texture. So my personal opinion is that that's a future deck. I don't know. I'm not sure.
It just a Block actually just teased something like this week. They just said they're coming soon, and it looks.
I have a theory about that because if you go to the Block playing card site, you see the address. It says Salt Edition, Salt Water Edition, something like that.
Yeah, it kind of looks kind of like. So if you look at their new
it might be that.
Yeah, you know how when you put salt, salt in water, it has that like separation.
Like
yeah.
That's what it looks like.
It might be that. So I'm not sure. I hope Adam doesn't get mad with me. Adam, please don't get mad.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean it's just I just wish more and more people would just in the community would kind of commingle, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
You know, kind of support each other rather than.
Well, have those conversations and have that transparency between creators for sure.
Yeah. It's kind of perfect example is Luke Wadey and Kevin O.
Yeah.
You know, Kevin, showed his arrow deck in a video from like 2 years ago, and Luke was creating a deck, and he's like, "Oh damn!" It was pretty much done. He designed the whole thing.
I remember that.
And he reached out to Kevin, and Luke changed it, and he didn't have to do that, but he did it because.
Mutual respect. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that because we were doing the B1 at the time.
Yeah.
And I just sent a text to Kevin like, "Yo, I think that Luke is doing a deck just like the one that we're doing right now." And he just texted me like, "Yeah, I know." I sent him a message. He sent me the design. He said that he's going to change it, and I was like, "Yo, that's pretty chill from him because." Months. I think that Luke works for months on his decks and just like throw out all those months out of respect. That's pretty admiring.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. Luke does decks in 6 minutes, but
he makes it. He's
pretty much.
He makes
he's fast. He's fast. Yeah,
he's quick.
But Arrow did take a lot of time.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he didn't take 6 months to do that one. But
it's
like,
just it's like the thing that Picasso said. Like it took me 5 seconds to draw this, but it took me like 20 years to learn how to do this in 5 seconds. So
exactly, yeah.
No, that's totally true.
And that's what a lot of it is. And I think a lot of times people forget that. Like it's not just the moment you're drawing something and the moment you're designing something. It's all the conceptual thinking up until that point, all of the experience you need up until that point. The fact that like, I mean, I don't know of any artist who thinks of an idea and puts that exact idea down on paper. Even throughout the process of creation, there's changes, maybe small changes, maybe big changes, but there's always revision from the moment of inception of the idea to the moment the piece is done. It's crazy to think. So even if you're quick at it, it's a long process for sure.
Yeah. No, it's funny you say that because my designer for my deck is Christian from Arcadia Design. From Arcadia Playing Cards. Super talented, super humble designer.
I'm hurt that you didn't pick me, but okay.
Bro, hey, you know what? Maybe
next deck. We got you next deck, Pablo. Yeah.
Next deck. All right.
Maybe we talk.
Fair enough.
But he, and it's funny because we had a conversation and this is all my fault, of course, but we had a conversation and he's like, yeah, I don't understand why some of these designers take a year or two to do a deck. And because he's banged out his deck super quick, And I showed him my back design, like my concept of the back design. I sent it to him, and literally, like a couple of days later, he came back with the back design that I loved. I kept. We changed like a couple things on it, right? But what it came down to is like the rest of the process, here we are 10 months later, the rest
Oh,
of
yeah.
the process, actually it's like a year now, but
Yeah,
um,
that takes a long
May will be a
time.
year. But
Yeah.
the process of going back and forth, changing things
Yeah.
and changing this and altering, and it takes so much time.
And like the restrictions that companies have, like USPCC only allows you certain things.
Oh
It's
god.
like, oh my god, so I have to change this and that and that. So it's like
Bro,
way too much.
Legends. You should look at Legends. Their new stock is amazing.
Like I wanted to print my deck with Legends, like misprint. I wanted to do it with Legends, but I remember showing the design to people. I have it right here. It's the only deck that I brought with
Nice.
me.
Nice.
Shameless
Yo.
plug. All right, so
Walk
I
away, man.
showed the design to people, and people said like that it looks like a USPCC deck. I said like why? Because it's misprinted. I was like, oh, yeah, you're
That's
right.
funny.
So it's like, that's why I'm trying to print it with USPCC, because if they fucked up the borders, I don't really care, because the
Yeah.
deck is supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
You know what though?
y-
They'd probably fuck it up and it would come out perfect.
That's what people
Yeah.
say. That's what people say.
Like I could see that. They'd be like, "Oh man, like we always mess up decks. We really got to pay attention with this one." And someone's like there and they're like, "Oh no, I know it's off, but I got to cut it differently." And like it comes out perfectly cut.
And like,
Yeah,
I
here's the
don't know
thing.
about
It would actually be almost
It
better.
comes with a card that is
Nice.
like
Oh, nice.
perfectly
Nice.
printed.
Oh, that's
I guess
dope.
the funny thing about this deck is that when you get it, when you open it, it comes out like if it was misprinted. So it comes out with the face looking like this and the back looking like this.
Nice.
Nice.
But then you shuffle it and the back is like this and the face is like that.
That's really
Oh,
fun.
nice.
I love
That's
it.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's dope. I think here's the thing. I would print it not with USPCC, so it'll be even funnier. You know, it's like you misprinted it, making it look like a USPCC deck, but it's not. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
But the new Viper finish, dude, amazing. Ultra thin stock Viper finish feels awesome.
Yeah, I'm actually like buying decks from different companies because like 80% of the decks that I have are USPCC. So
Yeah,
I'm just bored of the feeling of air cushion,
yeah.
because like I have a lot of decks. Like I'm not in my house right now, but if I show you those two drawers, they're full.
Yeah.
I even have to storage the leftovers in a box and put it in like a closet or something because they do not fit. And I'm the only Cartamuni decks I have is because they send it to me.
Mm.
Actually, a
Dude.
funny thing about that is that I met Jers on a
Yep.
convention.
Yep.
And he said, "Did you got the bricks that I sent?" It was like, "Bricks? You only sent one." I said, "No, you were supposed to get like one brick of each deck." It was like, what the fuck? That's like a gross, you know? And he was like,
That's
"Yeah,
crazy.
you were supposed to get that." I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess."
That's
But
that's called border patrol, my
Yeah,
friend.
custom stole all the decks there. That's crazy.
But I only got like one brick, one of each deck.
Oh my god.
But it was supposed to be like one brick of each, you know?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm really like I'm really appreciative to Turbo Cartamuni and to Best Cardist Alive, because
Yeah.
without them I wouldn't be working with like all the companies I'm working right now,
Yeah.
because like they basically made my career, to be honest.
No, that's dope. I mean, I'm a big fan of Katamundi, man. I
Yeah.
think they're a great company. They're very understanding. They're willing to work with their customers, where I feel like USPCC is just so rigid, which I mean, I understand it. You kind of have to be. If not, people might be all over it. But I really appreciate Katamundi and the way they do business.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like keep in mind that USPCC is like the standard, so they do not only print like for us, they print for like casinos and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
the
it
amount of
makes
decks they print
sense.
for custom is like nothing for them.
But
Oh,
but
yeah,
then
yeah.
again, they don't print. They're not printed in the same area either.
Yeah.
You know, like the casino decks aren't even printed at the main USPCC like location. So they're kind of two different
Well,
places, you know,
yeah.
because the casino side is like ultra secure. Nobody
Yeah.
can get into it. You know, they have to be careful with,
Yeah,
you know, how they
that's true.
handle those decks. So those aren't even anywhere near the custom side of things, you know? So,
But actually, I
it's just,
think that the custom section is really, really small. No,
Yeah, it's
It-
very
If I'm
it
not wrong,
is.
it's
very
really
small.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is small, but it's bigger than we think. And Jackson was actually talking about this, you know, because, you know, obviously comparatively, you know, and I think originally Tyler was saying it's what, 1%, I think you said
It's like
originally?
it's very small. Yeah.
It is very small, but we thought it was a lot smaller. And Jackson was like, yeah, it's bigger than we think it is, but it's definitely a small portion of what they do.
because I remember one of my friends, the owner of Occupy Cards. I asked him for his connect with USPCC, and he sent it to me. Then I sent a message to like through the bicycle playing cards, and I
Yeah.
got the same person. I was like, "What's the odds of that?
Yeah.
Of getting the same person to answer me?" Then
That's
I
funny.
checked, and it's just like 5 people working with custom, like a custom customer service.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
At USPCC, right?
Yeah. So
Did
it's
you get
really
Nikki or
small.
Tiffany?
Tiffany.
Yeah.
Tiffany.
She's the
Yeah.
main person. She's, I think, the supervisor, manager.
For
that
for their
controls.
custom stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I got
She's awesome.
Tiffany.
She's sweet.
She's really chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I read the contract, I think, or it's not the contract. It's like the booklet they send you when you
Yeah.
ask them. So I check it, and I saw you can only use 3 inks if Pantone. I was like, so I can use any amount of inks if they are not Pantone. I know that that's a pretty stupid question, to be honest.
Oh,
But and she said like she explained it to me as a kid, so I was like, oh, okay, thank you for replying to my stupidity.
it's not stupid. It's so different. Like the whole printing process is so different. You know, it
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: a lot of people don't know that Catamundi, when they print cold foil, it's all silver. The foil is silver, and then the color goes over the silver foil.
Oh,
So it appears like it's gold foil, but it's not. It's silver foil
ooh.
with gold over it, so it appears like gold foil.
That makes sense. To be honest, that makes sense.
Yeah. So you know, and that it's interesting. There's just so many things to know about the printing
Talking
process.
talking about Cortamundi and foil, like I don't know if Spoot is going to be mad at me for saying this, but the first ever deck I designed for another person, it was the Spoots B3.
The what?
Spoots playing cards B3.
Okay.
He haven't dropped them. He never dropped them. But that
V3 of
was
what?
the Spoot, like potato.
Yeah. Spud.
Oh, Spud.
Yeah, Spud.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Spud.
Yeah.
I say Spoot right there?
You said
Spud.
Spood. I'm like, I don't know what that is.
I figured it was a U there. I'm like, that makes sense. So that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Spud. I designed the B3 of the deck for him. He never dropped
Nice.
them. I don't know why. Spud, if you're seeing this, please drop the deck. That's a banger. But the main idea of the deck was like pushing every boundary out there, like currently at the time. You know,
Nice.
that there were almost no decks with foil.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's going to be mad if I say this, but basically the entire deck was foil, but not
Nice.
in the way that we think. Like, so I don't know if I can say it without giving away the idea, but it was like foily 3D conceptual thing.
All right. That sounds dope.
It-
Hopefully he
it-
releases it.
It's really unique. There is nothing like that out there. Like,
Yeah.
I can assure you that. I don't know why he never dropped it, but I hopefully he does.
You gotta
That
message
deck
him and be
tonight.
like, bro, what's up with Spood 3? What's up with it, man? When are you gonna drop it? You should ask him.
I think that
How
I
long ago
did
did you
that,
design
like,
it?
It was like 2019, I think.
Oh,
End
so that's
of
not that bad. 2
2019.
years ago.
Yeah.
So
like
it could have
the
been right
end of
around like when things
2019.
kind of went crazy with the pandemic. They started to
Yeah,
go crazy with the
maybe.
pandemic. So that might have pushed it up. Yeah, hopefully it comes out though, because it sounds interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, because a year's not that long.
Yeah.
like legit is like one of the best decks I have ever made.
Way
Nice.
to just tease it. Really nice.
now we're all going to be following up on it to see if we can check it out.
I haven't seen anything come from him in a while.
Yeah.
Ever since the gilded edition of his V2.
the holo edition.
Yeah.
I gave him the idea of that name, holo edition.
Nice.
Now
Yeah,
with
no,
this
it's cool.
holographic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a good deck. Those are
Now,
really like cool decks.
What was your favorite deck to design? Was it that one or was it another one or?
To be honest, it was like my favorite, the one that I had the most fun with. It was my own. Again, shameless plug, Misprint.
Yeah, let's see
Yes.
it, man. Sure.
Misprint, right? This was my favorite one because I'm not working with any other company. Basically, I have no limits of what I want to do or
Right.
how crazy or conceptual I want to make it. So this was like my favorite one ever. I'm currently working with another company. I don't know if I can say it, but
We
it's
don't
a
want to get
big
you in
YouTube
trouble.
channel. Big YouTube channel.
I know who it
Nice.
is. I know who it is.
Well, maybe
Can-
I don't know.
Can I say it?
I don't know. You can guess it.
There's only a couple of big YouTube channels that I can think of.
Who
So
want
it's
cards?
that about cards. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have Rise Magic. You have
All right.
52 cards.
All right.
Assad. Is it Assad or Rise Magic? Those are the only two that are big. Well, you have
I don't
Andre
know.
Gique. You have Andre
May-
Gique.
No. I wish I could work with Andre, but like, no.
I mean,
Yeah.
now you need to make like finance playing cards. He'd be on
Yeah,
that.
it
Like,
will be
exactly.
like it would do like
Yeah.
stunk playing card or something like
there you
Doge
go.
playing, for instance.
Man,
Andre doesn't need anybody to make playing cards for him.
dude,
Well, yeah,
yeah.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's with one of those that you said.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm
of
just
course.
going to say that. It's with one of those. You will
Nice.
see it when it comes out.
That's
Nice.
exciting though, man.
Yeah, because I know Rise is actually working on their next deck, so it's maybe it's them.
I don't know.
Unless it's
Maybe.
a mid version 3.
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe we'll have
I
to
don't
find
know.
out, right? Everyone will have to buy all of those, turn them over, and see if on the bottom
Yeah.
it just says designed by Pablo Frey.
Yeah, pretty
Or-
much.
Or you can spend $10,000 right now and come into our after party, and maybe he'll tell us.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, you can fly out to my house and just make the power on again. I will tell you, legit.
Dude, that works.
Oh, okay.
It's already on, so you can tell us.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was some coincidental timing there with the power, but again,
I know,
glad
right?
you
I
glad you
don't
were
know
able to
why.
find somewhere else to go.
I hope
Yeah,
Jackson isn't mad at us.
Yeah, we love Jackson.
Please don't be mad. I love your work. I'm a fan.
No, dude. No, Jackson is a legend. That's for
Yeah.
damn sure.
Yeah.
He's
I
one of our
remember
favorite
when
people on
he
the planet.
started his membership.
Yeah.
I think that he used to print with MPC or
In the beginning,
yeah, in
I
the
don't-
beginning.
Was
I
it
don't know.
EPCC still?
he printed with Shuffle Ink, I think, a couple times.
Oh,
Not Shuffle
with
Ink.
Shuffle
Not
Ink.
Shuffle Ink. What was that other one? He printed the old Ironsides. C-Dub would know. C-Dub, what was the old Ironsides printed on? The original one. I don't remember. Is Jackson even here? I don't remember what that was, but he's printed I think he's printed on NPC before. Yeah, I can't think of that company. It was terrible. But yeah, he's printed
Yes.
with Expert. I mean he experiments, which is cool. You know, he's
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
he
I like that.
goes to companies that can create the stuff he wants. He doesn't just go to a company because it's the right company to go to. You know, he looks for companies that can like literally make the product that he wants his product
Yeah.
to look, you know?
That's similar to what Jaspers does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I love what Jaspers
One
does
of my
with his
friends
stuff.
talk with Jaspers, and Jaspers just said like, yeah, I just print with any company that can fulfill like the needs of the color of the deck.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
EOSPC can print this bright of a color, then I'm just printing with like EPCC or like with Legends or this one. So I like that because it's not like, yeah, I'm just printing USPCC because that's the stock that everyone likes.
Right.
You're not putting the customer before your vision, and I
Yeah.
admire that. To be honest, I admire that.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think he's doing, I mean, what he does for his own vision is really a service to the community as well, because a lot of those stocks people would never try without him using the decks the way he does, or you wouldn't even realize it. Because like you said, so many people are on this kick of bicycle or B crush stock is everything you need. Only want to use crush stock. And some of Jasper's decks feel great. I mean, because it's readily available and it's got some hype around it. I mean, Dan and Dave really built the hype around it, but
I mean, it's great. It's great. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's good, but
it's fucking great. It's great.
But it's not the best. It's not the best though.
The thing is, every deck right now has like crush B stock, and it's just like it's the same. It's the same if I use this one and that one. So it's...
Here's the thing. I think what it comes, it's kind of like you're a baseball player, right? And this wooden bat and this wooden bat are made differently. They're made with different wood. Yeah, you can do what you need to do because you're a great baseball player. And it's the same idea as, you know, if you're a magician. You can do the same tricks if you're a magician. It doesn't matter, but it's just preference on what feels better in your hand. Yeah. Some people don't, like some magicians don't like crushed because it's too thin. You know, some people love crushed. You know, Alex Pandrea loves expert, where a lot of people hate expert.
Yeah.
You know, so it definitely is the preference of the person. And some stock lasts longer. And I think USPCC definitely has an advantage over other companies in that aspect.
And I think that the Nox B3, the ones that have the box sideways,
that's expert.
Yeah,
I have one of those. Like I use it every day, even in the gym. I did magic in the gym. Not in the gym in my house. The actual
like the actual gym. Yeah,
yeah, the actual gym. I did magic there, and like it's still fans. It's still spreads. Like that finish is like
it's great. It is
like
great.
That's immortality, bro.
Yeah. But you do need to break it in, and that's one thing that people aren't about. And I think even to what Steve was saying, though, you know, I think Steve 100% agree in the sense that, like, if you're good at what you do, you can take your preference matters. I think a lot of times, though, people adopt preference of people they look up to without actually trying it themselves. And that's what I love about Jasper's decks is you never know what you're going to get. And so in that capacity, he's telling people, hey, I know you love USPCC Crush stock because it's all you know. You haven't tried anything else, but try this, spread, you know, get a better feel for everything and, you know, really try a full selection of decks. And if at the end of it, you come back and say, I still love USPCC Crush stock, then you're making an informed decision. You're not letting someone else make that decision for you. And I agree. I do wish more card designers would try to find new stocks because the
actually Lotus in Hand does that. Like,
with decks, right?
Yeah, with decks. Like they print with random companies. I remember they printed one of their decks with like this really a small company.
Hansen Chen.
No. It wasn't Hansen. It was like a random, like United States card company. Not the USPCC, but like another company. Like, and the deck just feels really weird. Weird in a good way, not weird in like the bad way.
Okay.
And I remember someone asked them, and they said like, yeah, we just print with random stocks to see if we like it, and if we like it, then we sell it. If not, then we don't. That's something I like because they don't really like only do one type of finish. Like I think that every single deck has a different finish. And that's really
Yeah.
cool because they are not just selling a design; they are selling the design and the feeling of the deck.
Yeah. What do you think can be done on the cardistry side where, well, I mean, I guess people like the cardistry world is a little bit, uh, let me restart here. What I think, because I'm kind of contradicting myself, because I'm basically saying I think the cardistry world is very understanding, and they allow decks, they allow USPCC, they allow Hanson, whatever, whoever anybody decides to print with, whether it's Jaspis printing with Legends or Taiwan Playing Card Company or EPCC. But I think what it comes down to is whatever your brand that you love will print on, you'll fucking buy it. I don't
Yeah,
think anybody
pretty
will
much.
care. They'll buy it. They might say, "Oh, it doesn't feel as good as this deck," but if
But
you're going to
still
put out a
good.
deck, they're
Yeah.
going to buy it anyway.
Well, yeah, and
Yeah.
even like with the Fontaines trying to use decks for a little bit for the aquaberry and the
aqua,
pineapple. Yeah, like people still bought them because it's Fontaine, and I think it's good.
Yeah.
But like, I think where I have an issue with the use of B crush stock in such a widespread way is it minimizes the innovation in stocks. If everyone's using B crushed, there's very little motivation for other public printers to find something better than B stock. They're instead trying to mimic B stock. And if you try and copy something that exists, very rarely are you creating something new that's better. I mean, we even saw it with like, and not a knock against Legends here. Their advertising for this was hilarious, where they show a macro view of air cushion. They show an orange, and then they show a macro view of theirs, and it's funny.
Brilliant. Legends is brilliant for doing that.
Funny, but at the same time, it's really them trying to show like, hey, like it's comparable. But they're comparing their stock to what everyone loves, and I think that's the wrong approach. I think a lot of these companies need to start saying, forget this. We're not comparing to it. We're better than this because we took a completely different approach. We tried to be innovative. And that's what I want to see. That's what like I said, that's what I love about what Jaspis does, because he gets into these smaller printers. He doesn't care who it is. He doesn't care what their stock has done in the past. He wants to work with them to find something that feels better than his previous deck, is more eye-catching than his previous deck, and pushes the technology of printing for cardistry.
Yeah, actually, I remember Cardistry Touch worked with Cartomundi to make like a special, I think that is the C7 finish.
Yeah,
something
that
like
stock
old
is amazing.
C7, yeah.
And I remember in this convention, someone asked, "So, are you going to create a new stock for the new deck?" They were like, "You do realize that we worked like 3 years to create this stock.
Yeah.
Do you really expect us to work another 3 years to develop another stock?" That's something to think about, because companies can like innovate, but just think about how much time
it takes time, without a doubt. It's a commitment. But I think, well, and you even look though now with the C7 no longer being available, like
Actually, it is available. Do you know who has it?
It's not publicly available, is what I'm saying. Someone bought all of it. Someone bought all of it. If you want to find out, you can go watch our 24-hour episode. But with that in mind, yeah, someone owns the rest of the stock and they'll use it for something. But at the same time, and it's not Cardistry Touch. So like Cardistry Touch is eventually going to have to design a new stock if they want to. But I think that's good. Like, who knows? Maybe they design a replacement for it that's exactly the same. They just use a different facility. But like, that's part of the reason I think innovation is important too, because no one thinks that USPCC is going to shut down tomorrow. But what if they did? What if during the pandemic they couldn't reopen for 9 months and no one could print bicycle crush stock decks? What would people do? Would everyone just hold and wait for bicycle to print, or would they be looking for other printers? And that's what I think people sometimes forget, is like, yeah, this is becoming the OG cardistry stock. Eventually, like in 5 years, everyone's going to love crushed. That's the only thing they're going to think about. But what happens when there is no more crushed stock? It's always a possibility. Or there's no more USPCC B crushed stock,
Yeah. But
I mean, you never know. That's the thing. I mean, look,
You're actually right.
If you think about it, look what happened to the C7.
Yeah. Yeah, the factory shut down, unrelated. Yeah,
And that's why it doesn't exist anymore.
yeah.
The factory that supplied the paper doesn't exist. They
That
shut down.
genuinely is one of my favorite stocks. I
The what?
love the feel of
I
that
have
stock.
never tried that deck. Like I
Oh
have
man,
never tried that stock.
I have one somewhere. If I can find it, I'll send it to you to play with, man. It's phenomenal.
Alright.
Honestly, no joke. I'll send it to you. I don't use it. I
Thank
don't
you.
treat it as well as it deserves. It is a beautiful deck, and it feels so good in hand.
Which one are you talking about?
The Cardistry touch decks that use the C7. Yeah,
the old one.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I always wanted to try that stock, but like in the convention, I was about to buy like one of the OG. I don't remember the name of the deck, but it was the first deck they released.
Origin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Origin, and it was about like $25 or like 20 or $30, something like that. But I was like, I can buy that, or I can buy mystery decks. Well, yeah, I'm gonna buy mystery decks. But I got the mystery decks, and I got a Black Fontaine.
Oh well, there you go. That was worth it then.
Yeah, I sold that Fontaine for like, I don't know, maybe like $100, something like that.
Dang, good for
Yeah,
you.
so-
I you can go buy three Origins.
yeah. I didn't do that, but I should have.
Yeah.
Dude, they're not cheap now either. If you find them,
Yeah,
they're
they are
insanely
really
expensive. Yeah.
I just had a few of them on the site. I'm trying to think how much I had them for. I literally had them like a couple weeks ago. They were in that lot that I just got.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually love like Steve's store, because if he gets like a bigger deck or something like that, he's not like crying like, my deck's taken out. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can get it for cheaper. It's fine. Whatever.
Good way to
Stuff
do it,
happens.
man.
You are going to use it, so why do you care? I love
Dude,
that.
it's the way to do it. Steve's a good man like that.
Oh shucks, guys, thank you.
But yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And I think that's because people who are going to use it don't care about a ding. I mean, half the time you probably drop your deck while it's in the case anyway. It gets its own dings. It's the story started before you had it in hand, you know?
Yeah.
I think, I love that side of it though. Like, I think that's one of the things that a lot of people, you know, because Steve and I both come a lot from the collector side of it, where people want their decks to be pristine. They want them to be perfect. And while I think there's a place for that, especially for very artistic decks, at the same time, like, I love seeing a deck that's artistic and built for collectors, but is inexpensive enough that you can pick up a handful of them and play with them and enjoy them. And maybe you keep one of them somewhere safe so you can remember, you know, this is the pristine one. But you gotta use them. You gotta feel them. Like the feeling of cards in your hand, especially that's how you get used to the variation. That's how people know what they enjoy with stocks and everything. So
Yeah. No, that's
That
for sure.
like, I get the collectors because like I have seen the Lautrec decks. I think it's Lautrec.
yeah,
Yeah.
Lautrec, yeah.
His decks, I would never, to be honest, if I bought those decks, I would never use them. They look so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like if I pick them with like wet hands or something like that, I would kick myself. I
Oh
would
man.
start punching myself for ruining the beauty of the deck, because that looks so good.
Yeah.
He does beautiful work for sure.
But in the other hand, like people that buy something like Anyone or like Fontaine to collect, and they never open the decks, I don't like that, because like it's something so simple that is meant to be enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, without a doubt. And like I like to some extent I like the direction Fontaine's going with a lot of their collabs, because I think they are kind of touching more into the collector's market. I mean, the Pink Fontaine, the Dabs, all of those. Like to me, like if I had been able to get my hands on Dabs, I definitely would have picked up a couple, because I would have wanted to open and look and play with some of them, but I definitely would have kept one like safe and secure somewhere, because it's just beautiful. That was a great mix of art and functionality.
I love how he says I'd keep it safe somewhere. Like in a lockbox or something.
Hold on the little safe right behind me there. That's where it would go in the safe. So there you go.
Jackson said the original Ironside was on Shuffled Ink.
Oh, so that explains a lot.
Yeah, and the old Shuffled Ink, not the new Shuffled Ink.
I mean, honestly, I Nothing against.
There's
There's a big difference, but I still don't think Shuffledinks is at a spot where they should be to be a usable deck. Like they're making good strides, but that's what I like to see too. I like to see a lot of these printers. I mean, even in the time I've been collecting, so December 2019 until now, MPC make playing cards in December 2019 was trash. Like people only use that to make prototypes, and it handled like trash.
Yeah.
Then come like April 2020,
and look at Visions. I mean, the Visions deck,
and their stock is
was like a
phenomenal.
dream, and it's a prototype.
That is very true.
Yeah, I mean, this
Same with
Visions
this.
deck,
Dude,
that's MPC too, right?
Yeah, this is MPC.
dude,
Yeah.
they do a great job now.
The
And such
new
a
stock and varnish. So
yeah,
this
it's
handles
phenomenal.
really good.
Is that
I'm
that's
shocked.
that's the linen. That's the M30 linen beta, right?
Yeah, beta
Yeah.
finish.
Yeah, they do a great job with that stock. And it's funny because even from the time they first released the M30 linen to the second iteration of it, which they didn't even really like advertise, there was even a quality increase. You know, the first one felt great but fanned like crap, and then the second one felt great and fanned great. So it's always fun to see that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And like
It's like, it's
like
staring
any
at it.
like anyone printing with MPC, like that makes sense because MPC is viable now. It's not like
Yeah.
something really bad. Feisoka actually handles really good.
Yeah. I think we'll see that probably in like another year or two. MPC, probably hopefully in another year, MPC will have enough credibility behind their new stock that people will start to use it for more widespread stuff more regularly. I think there's still a little bit of an idea that MPC is really still just for prototypes, and that's not the case. But as more people get comfortable with it, that whole like negative idea of an MPC will go away. And I'm excited for that because I think they open up a whole new door for small scale printing for people who only want to print 100 or 200 and get their deck out there and get visibility on it to establish a name. You know, it's something that Jackson said to us when we've had him on at one point or another. He's like, if you really want to print a deck and it doesn't fund on Kickstarter or it doesn't get good traction and you really want to make a deck, you can do it. You can go to MPC, you can go to Shuffledink, you can go to these companies and print 50 of your deck, 20 of your deck, 100 of your deck, if that's your goal. And I think now, hopefully people start to say, okay, small run is okay. Let me establish my brand with 100 decks from MPC because MPC is now viable, and then go from there.
Dude,
but
and
it's okay to an extent, not to the Lotus in hand extent that we're dropping just 4 decks. No, come on.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
you need more than that. You need
Yeah.
if you're an established company, dropping 4 decks is a publicity stunt. That's not
that's hype. That's how
business.
you create hype, and it's
But
stupid.
like it also creates hype in a way that like I've now lost interest to some extent, you know, because like, okay, to me, like hype plays on the collectability as well. So hype plays on usability, but also that I want to have that because it's cool. And when only 4 people get it, to me, I'm just like, all right, like I don't care if I get that then. Like I'm not going to pay stupid money for a deck that 4 people have because now you can't use it. They've removed the usability of it. With a deck that's only ever been printed with 100, but if it's made to be used, like, yeah, I'd be okay with that. But like if there's only 4, like you're giving up a lot to use one of those decks.
Yeah,
I'm sure
you know,
3
you
of them
do?
are still sealed.
You come out with the deck, you don't seal it, and you like literally open up each deck and put it back in the box and then ship it to people that way. Ding up the corners.
You are giving me ideas for this.
Do it, man.
You are
Do it.
giving me ideas.
Totally mess up the box. Don't even put a seal on it. Don't even cellophane it. Just send it like that, and it could be in the copy. Be like, you're gonna get a damaged tuck box.
I pass my hands in dirt and just like start rubbing dirt.
Yeah, just be like, you're gonna get a damaged tuck box. That's the whole point of this deck. This deck is to be used, and people will love it. And you know, and we were talking about printers, dude. Kingstar, their stock is awesome.
Their stock is awesome.
Dope decks. I'd like to see more people use them, or if they use them, admit it. You know, I'd like. We never know what the hell's going on. People don't like to admit where they're printing from anymore. But I think Kingstar, you'll have a great feeling deck Legends new Viper finish, ultra thin, amazing. You know, obviously Katamundi USPTC, but a lot of these other companies, you know, MPC is coming out with great stuff, and Expert as well. You know, if you like
Yeah.
a little bit stiffer, their cards are great. If you like them to be a little stiffer.
Well, and their new crushed stock is pretty thin too. It's still pretty stiff though, which I think allows for a good amount of durability to it.
I haven't seen it yet. It's on the Jackson used it on the new on one of his recent decks.
Yeah,
right?
the Robin Hood.
No, it was the most recent. Oh, maybe the new Robin Hood. Yeah, the one that.
Yeah, I
got
think it was the
leaked
new
today.
Robin Hood. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So
or maybe
I mean,
the
I haven't-
Beowulf. One of them. Yeah.
Yeah, Close
But-
Street. Close Street doesn't print cards, silly boy.
So I remember you told me about the questions. I don't know if you want to do that right now.
Yeah. So we
Yeah,
do have a
just-
couple questions that came in.
Just in
Actually,
case the
Do you
power
have?
goes out.
Do you have a deck of cards that you can smell?
Yeah, I only have
Oh,
this.
sweet.
Yeah,
Go for it,
can
man.
smell this.
give it a sniff. Let us know what you think of it. Smells like a beautiful deck.
I need to go
It smells
to the
like
little boys'
the
room. I'll be right back.
Dory of 2021.
Thank
Deck of the
I-
year 2021. That's how.
I'm excited for that one, man. I'm excited for your deck to drop, man. I think it's going to be a fun one, and I think there's a lot of artistic aspect to it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's like the meaning of like my brand in my own eyes. Like misprint basically means something that is not done right.
Yeah.
But I place my own spin on it, like something that is not done right, but you can see the beauty on something that is not done right.
Yeah.
So that's something I really love because I based my entire company on like Off-White and Heron Preston because I love those two brands.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know Off-White or like
Yeah, I
Heron
do know
Preston.
Off-White. Yeah, I know Off-White.
Yeah, Off-White is more like deconstruction, and Heron
Yeah.
Preston is more like construction. So I basically did those two together. So you deconstruct something, then you place it together again
Yeah.
to make your vision out of it.
Dude, I think it's a brilliant idea, and I think, playing on the fact that the idea of like the flower drawn on the back design and that kind of
Yeah.
like hand spun touch to it, and the idea that even imperfection in its own way can be perfect, I think is really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, man, I love that. Steve and I were talking about it earlier, like the idea that, again, you're a conceptual artist. Your Instagram is this beautiful creation from, other things, and I think it's always interesting because you always have the focal point of another deck of cards, but
Yeah.
that's the focal point. It's not the only thing that's a part of the art. The art itself is this bigger kind of thing. So, it comes from that idea of, taking these component parts and putting it all together. I'm really excited to see how much effort you put into this deck because it ties into that whole artistic approach. A lot of times I think we see playing cards that, yeah, they're artistic or they're very minimalist. I think in the playing card industry, minimalism is a very, very common direction that people go. But I like to
Yeah.
see kind of like thought behind the art. And I think, Misprint, and I'm sure a lot of the other decks that you will be coming out with down the road are going to have that kind of meaning behind it or that intention behind it, which is exciting, man.
Yeah, that actually talking about that, that's why I love working with Kevin.
Yeah.
Because like people, when you open an aerodynamics deck, you only see an arrow. That's it.
Yeah.
But like, I love it because like I have talked with Kevin about the meaning of the arrow and like how you can construct new moves following the arrow and patterns and stuff like that. So it's basically not just an arrow; it's a tool that you can
Yeah.
use to create art.
Yeah.
So
I love Kevin's decks.
I
I
love
think
that.
Yeah, no, I do too, and 100% agreed. I mean, we've had Kevin on the show a couple times. Anyone who's heard Kevin talk realizes how intentional his actions are.
Yeah.
He puts so much thought into it. He's such a smart guy with it. He really puts so much thought and energy and effort into it. And while it's super simple, it's super powerful.
Yeah, because like I was one time talking with Kevin on one of his lives, and there was a guy that asked him, "Why do you need a designer for something like this?" And he said, like, "Yeah, I know I could do this by myself, but I don't know how to use the programs." And I like Pablo's vision on this too. So I was like, "Yeah, man, I appreciate that." And I know that he could have chose anyone, literally anyone, to do his decks, but I think that because we vibe so good together,
Yeah.
that's why the decks are so good.
What we talking about?
The aerodynamics and him working with
Yeah.
Kevin there. And it's 100% true though. When you do have a shared artistic vision, things are so much better. 100% right. Kevin could have gone out and grabbed clip art arrows and put it on, and it would have been functional, but it wouldn't have had the
The
had the
meaning.
same feeling. Yeah, it wouldn't have had the meaning.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have had the same feeling. It would have been very, I mean, who knows? It could have been a plain borderless deck with, literally clip art arrows on it and rough edges, and it could have just been what it is. Who knows? Maybe that's one of the decks down the road. I don't know. But it's funny because like there really is that intention behind it is what makes it art.
I mean, let's be
Yeah.
honest. We've seen some clip art decks come out. That
We've seen
have done
sadly
well.
too many clip art decks, and it's
I think
the
that
funny thing- yeah.
the bomb deck by anyone, it's actually
Yeah.
clip art.
I wouldn't be
I'm correct.
surprised by
It
that.
wasn't Houndstooth. I mean, technically.
I mean,
mean-
it's a pattern, so
I mean, but it's literally copy paste.
well, yes and
But-
no. But okay.
But whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is what it is. It functions. It's they
It's-
wanted
it's-
to make a Houndstooth. Why would you make your own Houndstooth pattern when you can use something that is already made to make it
Yeah.
more easy?
Yeah,
So
I
it's
mean, I
just
think it'd be cool to make
functionality.
your own.
It'd probably be a pain in the ass to make your own.
Yeah. Like,
Not
it would
really.
be cool if I made my own shirt, but I'm not making like my own cotton and stuff. Like I
Get
would
with it,
rather
buddy.
buy a
Get with
blank.
it.
Oh man,
If
No,
you
I-
were a real designer, you would do it. No, I'm just kidding.
that's why Steve wears other people's clothes.
That's right. I don't want to design my own shit. I'm not complaining. That's for damn sure.
Dude.
Man, I know I didn't make this. This is a Grateful Dead one. So
Yeah, no. It's a good looking shirt though. Oh man, but no, and I think no, I love the fact that you're very intentional with it. I love the fact that you and Kevin have worked on the aerodynamic together because I think it just makes it that much better, man. The fact that it's funny because like anytime we sit down to talk to Kevin about his new decks, like you always know there's someone out there just being like, oh well, it's just an arrow on a card.
yeah.
But then you say that to Kevin, and Kevin's like, you're right, it is. And these are all the reasons why that's exactly what it's supposed to be. Like,
Yeah.
people say it like it's an insult, and Kevin's like, no, that's what it's supposed to be. And I love that. I love
even
that.
people have said that to me because they say, yeah, what did you design? I was like, you do realize that there is a specific thickness of the stem of the arrow because of a reason. It's not just because we made that thickness and that's it. No, we tried different thicknesses, we tried different borders, we tried different stuff and colors and like sizes, rounded edges, straight edges, so much different stuff to arrive to this. So it's not just like, okay, I'm gonna do an arrow, that's it. It doesn't work like that.
No, and the V2
Oh,
is a
trust me, I
perfect
know.
example.
Trust
The
me, I know.
V2 is a perfect example, though, where Kevin wanted. I mean, you guys have that continuation of
Yeah.
the arrow in the void space, and with the V2, because of the change in the shape of it, that wouldn't have worked unless other changes were made to the design of the arrow in general. You know, the V2 would have looked great if it was the curved edges on the arrow and flat on the bottom, but it wouldn't have fit the theme and the intent of the deck.
Yeah.
Tessellation.
Actually, I don't.
There you go.
I
That's
don't
the
know-
word.
I don't know if they left the Easter eggs on the B2 because there is an Easter egg on the B2. I don't know if they printed it, but if they did, there is one. It's on the box. I don't know
All
if
right.
any of you have a B2.
Tyler
if you
does.
If you open the box, you see the flaps inside the deck, and you can move the flaps to see what's written underneath. there should be some lettering that says Kevin and then other lettering that says Pablo.
Oh,
me
really?
take a look
That's
here.
cool.
Yeah, it's like
I
a
also
code
just realized I haven't opened this
in
deck
here.
yet.
I
That's
don't know.
because I opened mine.
I don't know if they left that in because I did the same on the big one and they didn't. But then I asked Kevin and he said that he just didn't want to put that on the big ones.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if they left it on the B2s. If they did, that's something now people now know. If not, then people know that there was supposed to be a mystery.
Yeah, Tyler, why are you looking like you're really thinking really hard?
Because I was like, do I want to open this? But then I did. I do not see anything under the flaps. Wait, on the bottom flaps, like all the way
Yeah,
on the
on the
bottom.
bottom.
Inside the
Yeah.
deck, yeah.
Let me
Inside.
let me get something so I can lift it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be on the bottom flap.
Let's see.
Hopefully, there is something. Hopefully.
Okay, not on that one. It should be on each side.
It would be on both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should be
So the
on
one
both.
it says T-020.
Oh no, it didn't make it.
Uh,
I'm sorry that you had to open the deck.
oh, I don't mind. I mean, I got 6 of them, so and it smells so
Alright.
nice. I love this deck, honestly.
you can,
like
you
it
can
just,
send me the open one. Well, it's a funny story. I had one, and I thought I had another one coming, and
so good.
I
So
sold
good.
it to my friend because he wanted it, and then I realized I didn't have another one. I have another one coming, so now I don't have one.
Yeah, I'll send you this one.
Actually, talking about the V2s, there is a brand new ad card on the V2s. Like you
Yeah.
see the ad cards on the 1 and
Yeah.
the 2, it's not the same.
Yeah.
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 Which I just love the look of it. I mean, it's such a like there's such fun ad cards in this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the stop goes on. That was
Yeah.
his idea. Like he said, we should make like stop and go sign, just like in the school buses.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that, like, and also though, like, I love that, like, he tells the story. I don't know if this will. There we go. I love that he tells the story. Like,
Yeah,
this is what.
even those small arrows are the same as the back ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is awesome though, because yeah, it could have been super easy to just
Yeah.
leave it the same across all of them, but like those little fine details are great.
Yeah. It takes time to dive into that stuff and change even a little.
Same
things.
thing with the box pattern. It's different than the first one. Like the array is different because it was impossible to make the same pattern as the first one in the second one
Right.
Yeah.
because of the shape.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next, you know? Because doesn't the next one have like it's going to be a different shape? The
So
fourth-
all of the
fourth
so
one.
so
All
from
the-
what
all the
Kevin told
numbers
us,
are different.
all the even numbers
Yeah,
are experimental. So yeah,
Oh,
it could be
okay.
experimental
Okay.
in a completely different way. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's shared that before on the live, so we
Yeah.
do know they're
the next
experimental.
one of the aerodynamics.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If he
Yeah,
but
said
the
so,
next deck,
then yeah.
he said the next deck. Did he say the next deck wasn't aerodynamic?
I feel like
right?
he said the next deck that coming out is not an aerodynamics deck; it's something different. But
Which
then
we don't know what it is.
Yeah, but then V4 of the
Oh.
aerodynamics will be an experimental one. So
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for aerodynamics. Like, I'm so glad I'm working on that project because
yeah,
we have so much ideas, like a lot of stuff.
That's cool. No, that's cool. I mean, that whole collaboration process and working together is fun, bouncing ideas back and forth. And especially with
Yeah.
something like arrows, you don't even have to stick with arrows, you know, that and you could stick with arrows for God knows how long because they're involved in
Yeah,
everything.
there is
right?
like if you go outside, you can see like different ways arrows are incorporated in different stuff.
Yeah.
it's funny though because now anytime I'm driving and I see arrow signs, I think of the deck.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Like it makes me laugh every time. I'm like, oh man, Kevin Ho.
That's
same.
funny. I don't do
Actually,
that.
Last semester in college, I took this signals class.
Okay.
A class about how to make signals, and we were seeing like arrows, and I was like, yeah, this could be a good design for a deck.
Nice.
Like, yeah, this could work and stuff. Like, I just started sending Kevin different ideas of arrows I
That's too
saw in
funny.
class, and he was like, Yeah, but that's to look wetty. What wetty or wetty?
I
Look,
don't know.
look wetty or wetty.
Weighty. Oh, weighty.
Oh,
Luke
Weighty. Luke
Yeah.
Weighty.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was like too much look weighty
Yeah.
type. So that's another thing. We cannot use the same
Yeah.
style as Luke.
Yeah.
So
That's funny.
even
Yeah,
more
it's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean the styles are so different. But yeah, if you go with that skinny arrow, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a Luke
And the
Weighty
arrow
deck.
with a very
Yeah.
like triangle shape to it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's the thing also. He cannot use the same style that we
exactly.
do.
Yeah, which is kind of cool because they're both dope decks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that again, through the process of mutual respect, you have two decks in the community that people enjoy both of them. They're both similar themes, but done in completely different ways. And like
Yeah.
that just goes to show how much like coexistence can function within the community. You know, it doesn't have to
communication.
Yeah. And that's the thing
Yeah.
though. And I think as much as it puts the burden on creators, I think creators need to show transparency around those discussions. Like I know Luke has mentioned to people that him and Kevin talked before and there was no, it was an understanding that they were both doing an arrow deck. But like same thing with this whole like, Alex and the Lotus in Hand thing. Like if people get ahead of it, and I think that's the big thing, people need to get ahead of it, then all these people who come out and they're like, oh, that's just a rip-off knock, this and that, they don't have a platform to stand on anymore because Alex has come out or Lotus in Hand has come out and said, hey, we're doing this design. We talked to Alex about it. He's all gung-ho for it.
Yeah.
We're all about it. He's all about it. What are people going to come and say, oh, well, that's just a knock? And they're going to be like, dude, we already addressed this. Like, you can then ignore the haters there, the people who are really trying to troll. But the problem is, I think when we have this lack of transparency, what ends up happening is those trolls are the loudest voice and they become more visible. And it's a shame because, like, at the end of the day, this is all about creation and enjoyment and love of cards, and when the loud people come in and say, well, you're just ripping off knock, like, it tears it down and it sucks. Like it adds that negativeness to it.
That's just like Kanye said, like opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. But
I don't think Kanye said
I don't
that.
want to see you.
Kanye didn't make that up, just to let you know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I heard it on a song. I don't know if he made it.
Yeah, but he didn't make that up. That's long before Kanye was a thought.
All right.
Yeah, that's old school. I remember my mom saying that when I was a kid.
Oh my god, why?
Just like when you were in school and people are like bullies and being mean.
Yeah.
She would always just say that to me, But yeah, I mean, I think what it comes down to is it's like the cool thing about it is, the markets are so different. People are gonna want the Lotus in Hand deck because they like Lotus in Hand. And if they can't get that deck and they want the deck for the look of it and they want to use it, then they can just go buy the knock deck because they'll probably be available, But if you want to collect the Lotus in Hand because you're a collector of Lotus in Hand, then
you can just go for it.
Go try to get it. It'll definitely sell out quick, But, if you want to use the deck, then and you can't get it, buy the knock version, and your chances are you're going to get a very similar deck.
Yeah, with a very similar visual effect as well.
I think that the only deck I have like a proper collection of is the BCA decks.
Oh, nice.
One, because they send me some decks.
Yeah.
Like Patrick sent me the big one.
Is that Patrick Barnabas? Is who runs?
Yeah,
BCA?
Patrick Barnabas.
Oh, it is Barnabas. Okay.
Yeah. So he sent me some of the big one, and he sent me some of the B3.
Nice.
So I just had to buy B2 and B4, and I have the complete set.
Nice.
Yeah, they're a fun deck actually. They're fun.
Yeah,
they're good looking deck. Yeah.
I like the render you did with it. I like the render
yeah.
you did with the V. Is it the V1?
Yeah, the V1, the red one.
V1.
Tron alone.
Yeah. It was cool.
Shameless plug, you can get an actual print of that on my site.
What's your website? What is it? Tell us the link.
I have a all the links on my page, on my IG page.
Okay.
There's a link that says art
Art
prints.
prints. I see it.
Yeah, if you click that, you can see like the only print I have available now. That is.
So I just
that
dropped it in the
photo
chat
link.
for anyone who wants to check it out. And for anyone who's watching, this will also be down in the description below.
Yeah. If you get the print, is museum grade paper. So it's not just
Nice.
regular paper. It's like proper paper and archival links. So you are
Nice.
getting something museum grade.
Nice.
And I
That's
really,
dope.
I really dig that. That's
And-
an awesome print.
And it's
and
not
it's
just
only
a
like-
big piece of paper.
Yeah, and it's only like $20 for it, so it's really cheap if you think about it, because it's really
Nice.
high grade and it's $20.
That's dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not bad at all.
Yeah. People are gonna have to check it out.
So one of the questions we did have come in, which I wanna touch on here, was how can you translate other media such as music, movies, etc., into creative inspiration for the works that you do?
Good question.
That's a good question. Really, really good question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
So music, I usually, when I'm designing, I have different playlists. Like I have like 5 playlists that says vibing, different vibes.
It's
I have like 3 playlists that says mood, like way different moods. So if I'm feeling something more aggressive, I just put one of my playlists, and just by hearing like the tempo and the beat itself, I can just like try to feel what can fit into the composition of what I'm doing. And if I'm feeling happy, then I just put like a different playlist and I do something more colorful, something more bright. If I'm feeling sad, I put one of my playlists and I do something more like moody. I have a lot of stuff I have never posted. That all of that has those different like emotions on it. And one of the best resources that you
Uh-oh.
like.
hopefully we're just getting lag. We didn't lose power. Oh,
Oh,
he's
okay.
back. He's back. Okay.
What
I was like,
happened?
did the power
I
go
was
out
like,
again?
Okay. I was saying one of the best resources is Pinterest, because I used to hate Pinterest for some reason. I don't know why, because I didn't knew how to use it.
Yeah.
But Pinterest is a really good like resource to get inspiration. Because you-
Artboards.
Yeah, artboard, because you
Yeah.
can just like get random stuff, and the algorithm just shows you more stuff similar to that. So I use that. I use that a lot, because if I see a display that I like, I just take that display and start thinking, how can I incorporate that into like playing cards, into like the stuff that I do. So based on that is how I make posters, how I make like t-shirts. I don't know if
Yeah.
you have seen the bootleg t-shirts that I have done.
No.
I did one of the birds and one of Fontaine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I made bootleg style shirts of Fontaine.
I haven't seen them yet.
They look really good. They actually look real, like something that you will actually see.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I try to incorporate all that into like playing cards or like the stuff that I do and work. Yeah, so
Oh,
that's basically it. I don't
yeah,
know
no, that's
if I
great.
actually answered the question, but that's it.
No, I think that really touched on it, because again, it's not so much it's about figuring out how the medium drives the creativity. And I think you definitely
Right.
touched on that with the music and the other media. I actually never thought about the Pinterest thing though too, because how I've always kind of gone about that, trying to find artwork that's similar to things I'm looking about now, is always using Google Images. But that doesn't always work as well as I want it to, because I don't think the algorithm is necessarily built around the same premise as Pinterest. I actually am going to start using Pinterest when I think about things like that, if it's like tattoo ideas or like other things I'm looking for, because their interest is, or their algorithm is probably much more focused on that, showing similarity.
Definitely.
That makes a lot of sense,
Definitely.
man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And So for anyone that wants to create a deck out there and is like struggling on the color palette, there is this app and site called Colors, COOLORS,
Mhm.
that you can just put like diff one color that you really want to use, and you just click generate, and it starts generating different palettes that go
Yeah,
together.
what is that? That's what Zach does on a lot of his releases. What is that
Uh,
called
so
again?
Oh,
yeah,
that's a Pantone
like
book.
well, so he
No, no.
uses though, but a lot of times what he does is when he has a color for a new fontaine, he actually takes the triadic colors of
Oh,
it,
yeah.
and
Basically
he'll do
that.
like those are the 3 decks, or he'll do the quadratic that's the 4. I use
But-
a similar site for something like that.
The thing I like about colors is that it's randomly generated. So maybe the first palette you get, it has like triad. The second one you get is like opposites. The third one you get is like third opposites or something like that. So that's
Yeah.
why I really like that, because you get everything in just one
Mm.
click. That has made
this
my
is really cool.
workflow.
What is it called?
faster.
Colors, COOLORS.co. It's
Yeah.
really cool though.
Yeah, we'll put it in the link below.
Yeah, I'm
it's
really like
useful.
I love this because I always like the one thing I always have trouble with, well, not even trouble with, but like the way I've kind of figured out how to do like highlighting for text on thumbnails for YouTube. I always try and find the major color in the background, and then I'll try and find one of the complementary colors for that,
Yeah.
so that it pops a little bit off and adds a little bit of a different flare of color. But this actually seems really cool because you can use this to create the entire palette, and then you don't have to worry. You know they're going to work together, and you can see right next to each other how they look. That's really awesome, man.
That's the thing. That's the thing I struggle the most, is getting a palette that I really like.
Yeah.
Like I can create a composition in like 5 minutes or something like that. But the reason that it takes me weeks to post is because I'm really picky about colors.
Nice.
Because I want stuff that is really bright, but that complements the deck and that complements the objects and stuff like that. That's the thing that takes me a long time.
Dude, color takes the longest time. I mean, how long did it take me to find the 2 fucking colors I was going to use for the back of my deck?
Yeah.
Like, it literally, it took me forever.
Yeah, color's tough. Color's tougher than people think. I keep getting
let's
very
be
like
honest. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, just because it's color of the year for 2021 doesn't mean you should throw it on the back of a deck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't work with the design. You have to take into consideration not just the color that you want to do. Does the color work? And a lot of people don't understand that.
Steve, where are you from? I like your accent.
Thank you, man. I'm from Boston.
I like that accent.
Thank you. That's something I don't hear every day. That's for sure.
I'm like in love with this color site. I keep looking at the palettes. Of course, the first palette I generated is literally just 5 different shades of green. I felt like I fell into like St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's the first. That's almost always the first option they give you, because it's the safest. It's the safest.
Yeah.
I would think blue. I would think blue.
I mean, some of these colors are like so gorgeous though, and they're colors that I never would have thought of putting together. That's so awesome, man. I love to, because again, I'm not necessarily like an artistic person. I don't pursue artistic pursuit other than like video side stuff and maybe a little bit of like woodworking way back. But like for me, that's always where I struggle, is like the visual stuff, because I don't know necessarily, like for me, what looks good doesn't look good to the masses. You know, I find that I'm normally an outlier with things that I like color wise. I usually fall into things, liking things that everyone else likes too. But like for me, it's hard to identify that stuff. So, you know, Steve and I are similar in that aspect. Him and I both love blue. So it's like him and I see a cool deck in blue and we're like, oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah,
There's so many. Yeah, like blue, like Steve said, blue's a safe color. Red's a safe color for some people as well. It's like a pretty even split there.
I don't really like red.
I don't like red
either.
either. I do not like red.
Like ever since I got my first deck, I remember I got like a red rider back. I never used it. I bought a blue one. Even though you cannot see the Sharpie ink on the back, I don't care.
Yeah.
It looks better.
Yeah.
Looks better.
It's good. Yeah. The blue
I got
is
rid
a
of
good
all
idea.
my red decks. I think I have like a couple red decks left, but other than that,
Probably in like
Same.
the Knock collection stuff.
I have all the Knock red stuff. I have all Knocks, but I have all the Knocks, but I do have a red Fontaine.
Uh,
That's
Nice
one of
little
my red
flex.
decks, but that's
You basically have like $600 just there.
yeah,
That's
dude.
crazy.
Actually, I have. It's funny because I have two deck. I have the Fontaine Red, right, which would obviously be probably much happier in someone else's collection, and I also have a Gilded Hollow Smoke and
Smoke and
Mirror
mirrors, yeah.
that Dan gave me.
Actually, here's the thing about that. I got 2 of those for free. Not the
Nice.
gilded ones. Not the gilded one.
Yeah,
Because back then I used to work with Art of Play.
nice.
They used to send me stuff for me to make content for them.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got 2 of those. So I didn't knew they were super rare and stuff. Then I just posted a photo in my story with them, and people started to ask me in the DMs like, "Yo, you down to trade and stuff like that?" Was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, sure. What do you want me to? What do you have to offer?" They just send me like bricks of stuff. And you can pick anything you like from here, like even like 12 decks and stuff like that.
That's
That's
dope.
crazy,
That's
man.
so
So
dope.
I ended up trading one of those for like 14 decks, I think.
Nice.
Yeah,
Dude, that's
That's
the way to
awesome.
do it, though.
Yeah,
That's-
and I
it's funny
still have
because
one. So
when Tyler and I got them, because Dan gave them to us on our live show.
Yeah, we were
And
not.
we were unexpected. It
Yeah.
was like we were in
We
the
didn't realize they were the gold ones either.
Gilded.
Yeah, the gilded
Gilded,
ones.
oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do not have those. I have only the box one.
Yeah,
The
which
hollow box.
it was funny, but it was cool, you know. So I have those two, but I don't have a lot of red decks. I literally have, you know, like Tyler said, the knock ones, but for the most part, I think I have a red Arthurian V2 from King's
Jackson,
Wild,
yeah.
and I think I have like a couple other ones, but I mean I can't
So
even think of them.
I think that there are not that many green decks.
There's a lot of green decks actually.
Really?
But there's not a lot of like green decks that like stick with you.
Oh.
I mean the Jet Setters is
Because-
green, which is pretty dope.
Because I love green.
Yeah.
I'm really into green. Like
It's
blue
definitely
is my
an-
favorite color, but
Yeah.
I really like green.
I
Yeah.
think green and orange are both two
Yeah.
slept on
Yeah.
colors in general.
Orange
Orange, if
orange is Halloween. The minute you do orange, it's like it's kind
as
of a
long as
turn
you don't
off.
do
I mean,
orange and
but-
black, you can do orange in fun
People-
ways.
People usually do like the dark orange, but if you
Yeah.
take an orange of this color, like
Yeah.
this is my bolt. So of this color, it would look different.
Yeah.
Because it's really bright.
Yeah, I think orange is a great color. I think a lot of people go for purple as their like standout color, but I think orange has so much potential. And the cool thing about it, you could do a purple and orange deck. You could mix orange with so many
Yeah.
colors that would really blend well, so that it wouldn't have to be orange, green, and black to make you think of Halloween. You know?
Right. I just
Yeah.
I just can't it's hard, man. I've seen a couple decks that are orange that threw me off on orange. I just can't see an
I
orange
mean,
deck.
I think that Fulton have one orange deck,
Who?
Casino.
Yeah, Fulton
Fulton.
Casino.
Fulton,
Yeah, Fulton.
Fulton, yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
have
two.
they have two. Yeah, they have two now.
Fulton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm not a fan of orange anymore. I mean, I don't know. Orange is kind of a tricky color. I'm definitely not a fan of orange.
I'd love
that
to
I've
see
seen.
someone try it though. That's what I'm saying. I'd like people to try it because it may do
I might
terrible,
do
but you don't
something.
know. Dude,
I
do
might,
it up.
I might do something. Because
mean, listen-
when I think about orange, I do not think in Halloween. I instantly think about construction.
Nice.
Because the orange in the construction workers.
Yeah, like the
I
vests and the
instantly
cones
yeah,
and
the
everything.
vests,
Yeah.
That's
I
kind of
instantly
like
think about that.
it's kind of like Alex's knock,
Yeah.
which it's hard for me. I mean, I use it every once in a while, but I'm just not. I'm
But
just not a huge fan of orange. I
that's
guess.
the thing that I feel that orange by itself just doesn't look that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orange
has-
is a great
It
accent
has,
color.
Yeah. It has to have something to make it pop.
Yeah.
You- Yeah,
I
no,
might
I
try
mean,
that.
for sure.
Dude.
Do it, man.
I mean, listen, if anyone could do a dope one, yeah.
Aerodynamics.
if anyone could do a dope one, I think you'd put the right thought into it. And if you came back and said, you know what, it just didn't work, I'd know you tried at least. That's the good thing about it.
All right,
So,
all right.
dude, I would love to see an orange deck. I would love to see what you could do with a green deck too, because that would be sick.
Oh,
Yeah, but I agree.
Actually,
Green.
the next misprint deck, because this is the edition 00, so it's not
Okay.
even the first one. It's the 00.
Nice.
The first one
Oh,
is green.
Oh, nice.
All right. So when can we
The first
expect
one is green.
the first version misprints?
Yes.
Like this one or the actual first one?
Either one. When so are you ever going to
hopefully-
actually release that as a as the 00? Will that ever be a mass release or no?
Yeah, it will
Yeah.
be a match rules. Yeah.
All right.
Probably this year. Hopefully
Okay. Nice.
hopefully this year. I know I have been saying that ever since like last year, but hopefully now for real, for everyone is expecting this deck. Hopefully this year.
Nice.
Dude,
It's not my
last year was
fault.
a unique year. So
Not
yeah,
my
last year
fault.
was a unique year. No one's going to give you a hard time for that. But oh man, I would love to see the misprint deck. I think it's a dope looking deck. Pablo, I gotta say, man, before obviously we'll do a quick last call for questions here, see if anyone in the chat has anything. But I gotta say, man, you went above and beyond as a guest to find power somewhere else,
Yes.
and we are
We
so
appreciate it.
appreciative of that, man. For real, like
Yeah,
I
no
can't even
problem.
tell you. That
Yeah.
was next level, man. I think that's awesome. And if Steve and I didn't tell you enough, without question, man, anytime you put up a post, it's awesome. Like
Yeah, we love it.
Thank you.
him and I are always
Thank you so
sharing
much.
them back and forth. We always love the work you do with it, man. They always look great. I love how much emotion and feeling comes through with your artwork, even though it revolves around cards. I think,
Yeah.
maybe that makes it a little bit more emotional for me, but I think someone who even doesn't collect cards would look at it and be like, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That really means a lot to me.
Yeah, dude.
Like every time someone says like, "Yo, I love your work. You inspired something or something," like it really means a lot to me. Like I know that some people think that I might sound cocky or some stuff like that. Like in an aspect, I am, to be honest. I am.
That's good though.
Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't be as good as I am if I didn't believe in me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But
Well, and you know what?
every time
Yeah.
someone says that they love my stuff or that I inspire them in some way, it really means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Dude, well, you deserve the accolades, man. You do great work, and honestly, I think a lot of times people perceive self value as cockiness because so many people in this world don't believe in themselves.
Yeah.
Believing in yourself really is important to be visible the way you are, and I think it's great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, and we're definitely gonna have you on the show again one time when
Yeah,
you
man.
have a little more stable
No
power. We'll have
problem.
maybe on the 24. We'll have a fun time with it, man. I think it would be great to really chat about so much other stuff. I think you have some great stuff coming out. I can't wait to see
Yeah.
what you come out with this
Look
year.
forward to it.
Yeah. But before we
Yeah,
jump out
thank
here,
you
we're
so
gonna
much.
take we're gonna take a quick word from our sponsor. Everyone, stick around. We have a couple things to do, like
Oh,
administratively.
we have
I
to
guess.
we have to give away
The giveaway winner. We have
Yeah.
to tell our next guest next week. We have to see if any questions come in last minute for Pablo here. Then we're gonna let Pablo go home to his power outage house. Hopefully the power's back on.
Hopefully the power is back.
Hopefully.
All right.
But we're gonna take a quick word from our sponsor here. We'll be right back.
Join us as we celebrate the marvelous and fascinating things that surround us, all in the palm of your hands. You will be mesmerized. Follow us on Instagram at Marvelous Decks and at marvelousdecks.com.
And for anyone who hasn't checked it out, make sure to check out the Warrior Women playing cards live now on Kickstarter. There's about 20 days left on the campaign. We're only $3,500 away from that final stretch goal on that to unlock the limited edition collector's deck. So make sure to check it out live on Kickstarter now.
Heck
And
yeah.
let's announce this prototype giveaway winner here, right?
Let's do it. Someone's
ready
gonna
for
win
this?
this prototype.
Yeah, look at that. Steve's got it in his hand. I don't even have it in my hand. It's a dope
That's
looking
really nice.
prototype.
Which deck
Yeah.
is that?
That's the Warrior Women Volume 2.
Oh, that looks really good.
Dude, it's a fun design. They Asan Headless Kings do phenomenal work. They're really detail oriented. The cards themselves are beautiful too. So let's check out this thing here. It's going to be a video. So Steve, Pablo, you guys are more than welcome to unmute yourselves and talk over it. But there's going to be probably 15 seconds here where we're muted. So let's check it out. Yeah,
Dang, on point.
dude, I'm telling you.
Go.
Hey, man, I put a little bit of effort into this. Congratulations, Ali GB.
That's a
Message
nice
us on
message.
Instagram. It's Kevin Waters. So, Kevin, hit us up on Instagram, man. Congratulations, you won a prototype for Warrior Women V2. You also got to see what I did for the last 10 minutes of my workday today. So I was like, let me throw some confetti and a little bit of motion on this. I hate that drum roll, though. I still have to find a good drum roll. But yeah, thank you, Kevin, and everyone who entered the giveaway. It was so much, so awesome to see so many people sharing it around the community. We're going to be doing another giveaway this Saturday on an Instagram Live. So everyone make sure to tune that in for that. It's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sunday, we're going to have another live with Steve on YouTube to check out his upcoming Visions playing card. So guys, make sure to tune into that as well.
Visions. Did you say Visions?
I said Visions.
Okay, Visions. Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
subscribe to the channel because who knows? I might actually give away one of these in here.
Hey, that would be
Who
dope.
knows?
We would love
That
that.
would be dope.
And when Pablo's getting ready to launch, we're definitely gonna have him back on to talk about this deck more because
Heck
I
yeah.
genuinely love this thing, man. It's
Yeah, it's
so
dope.
artistic, and I love to see that.
Maybe like a sneak peek of the faces.
Oh,
They're
dope.
misprinted in different
Oh
ways.
damn! Oh, I love that.
It's like a
dude.
gaff deck, dude.
That is
Yeah.
so sick.
Even the faces are like just
Like off. Oh,
randomly
that's
Oh,
stuff.
so
dude.
awesome.
Cool.
I really dig that. This deck is
That's
gonna be
fun.
fire, man. I can't wait to see this. This is gonna be a
Thank
fun
you.
one, man.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's dope.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see where the brand goes because I know this is just
Yeah.
the beginning. So let's see. I see comments in here. I'm so happy I pre-ordered. Kevin Waters was just at Jackson's headquarters. I know C-Dub when we pulled it earlier, I was like, man, Kevin's having a good couple days here. But all right, everyone excited. Steve, I know you're excited for next week's guest.
Guests.
I know this is gonna be. Is this our first time having like multiple people on? No, I guess 24-hour. We did it a little bit, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
but this is like the first
3-in-1 room kind of deal.
actual
Yeah.
show, yeah.
C-Dub says, Pablo, to tell your neighbors thank you for letting you into their home.
It's not my neighbor's house.
He's just playing. C-Dub's always cracking on everybody, so no worries there.
Yeah.
So guys,
Let's give something away if someone gets it.
sure, Steve just wants to get rid of magic tricks. That's what it
Dude, I have
is.
so many magic tricks here that are just like collecting dust. So like we'll give one away.
We're giving
Maybe
away-
C-Dub will win and I'll send him another hall pass.
Oh my god. So okay, think of a clue then.
We'll do it next time.
All right. So, guys, next week's guest,
Next time.
April 1st. First off, next week's guest is going to potentially include me shaving off my beard. So, if you don't tune in next week's episode, you're not going to get to see my face clean shaven for the first time in a
loves
year.
ruining
even care.
our spots.
No, I don't even care,
Yeah,
man.
this dope thing set up that he just blew
I
it
don't even
all.
care. I don't even care. It's coming off. Steve, I'm going to shave it tonight. You just wait. But that being said, join us next week, everybody, for Abstract Effects.
Heck yeah, dope.
We're gonna be sitting down with Max, Daryl, and other Daryl, and I'm gonna find out which one is the other Daryl, though. Too. That's the real question. So,
Which one's the other?
yeah. Do they call themselves D1 and D2?
Like
don't
thing
know.
1 and thing 2.
Dude, I'm curious how it's gonna be. But
That's gonna be
that
fun.
being said, it's gonna be an awesome episode. Thank you so much to everyone who came out tonight. Sat around while Steve and I talked about random stuff. Waited out with Pablo. We're so glad you made it back, man. It was an awesome episode.
Thank you.
Pablo, stick around for a few minutes after we close up here. Everyone else, have a great night. Like and subscribe, share it around, and tune in this weekend for some fun lives.
Thank you so much, everybody. We love you. Peace.
Bye, everyone. Cheers.